Holy Land lovers, it's me, your Captain Vasco speaking. Uh, Slightly less of a preamble before rolling the stream than usual because, as I was saying to chat, uh, there's an extra long Severance this week, and like really the only time I have to watch it between the time it releases and the time it streams is like directly after work. And since this was a little bit longer, and I couldn't be bothered to like stop watching partway through it. I didn't really test everything to the degree I normally like to, so if something breaks, well, that would be why. Um, but Demolition immediately asked me what my thoughts are on it, and I was kind of already thinking about my feelings on the season in anticipation of watching the last episode of it, and I would ask chat not to do any spoilers because I gotta try not to do any spoilers because I don't know when people are watching stuff and whatever. But I would say that generally my feelings about season two are sort of like um, so Lost is a TV show from the early 2000s. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. Lost is a TV show from the early 2000s that you may or may not have seen. At this point, it feels a little bit retro, even though it's like pretty formative in television history. It's sort of known for uh, making famous or perhaps even popularizing the J.J. Abrams like mystery box model of writing, which has sort of been described for better and for worse as sort of like a just like a method of trying to keep people engaged over time. Uh, and you know that like very broadly speaking, the mystery box is sort of like um oh my god, there's a door, what's behind the door, and then like you build up to it and you open the door and you find out what's behind the door, and then like behind the door there's like a literal box, and I'm like, but what's in the box? And it turns out to be Brad Pitt's wife's head. That's a spoiler for something else that without context doesn't mean anything to you. But like the point is that it's all just sort of about like um prolonging the experience for as long as possible. And if it's done well, then you get like a really slow burn and like you achieve, you know, a particular feeling that you're going for. And if it's done poorly, then you get Once Upon a Time. Once Upon a Time is a TV show that aired on ABC in the years following the ending of Lost. It has a lot of the same writers and creative folks working behind it, and so it employs a lot of the same concepts. The problem is, once Upon a Time is Disney giving like creatives carte blanche to like mess around with like Disney intellectual property and sort of remix it in ways that are potentially interesting. But here's the thing about Once Upon a Time. I really enjoyed that show. It's really bad. It's not a good show. It has like, you know, like 20-ish episodes per season. Probably somewhere around that is the average. And I would say that typically somewhere between like 3 and 6 of those are good at all. The cast is really strong, and they're mostly aware that the show only works if it's like unbelievably campy. And so if you're into that sort of thing, then it will hold your interest for a while. But it also employs mystery box technology, but it does it like unbelievably badly. So like the two episodes that are always good from every season of Once Upon a Time are the premiere and the finale, because the premiere is setting up some interesting idea that like allegedly the rest of the season will execute on. The finale is sort of doing the same, leading into a new season that will then will one up it and mystery box for the rest of the season. And then just like by the storied history of its writers, like they'll hit upon like a few random good episodes, but like by and large, it's not a great experience. Um, I the Up through the end of episode 9, the penultimate episode of Severance in season 2, I so strongly have Once Upon a Time vibes, where it's like, oh man, that premiere like really shook things up. I didn't know where we were going, and I was on board. And then like a bunch of stuff happened, and we made some promises that we still have not delivered on to a degree that is extremely frustrating to me. However, that last episode was really good, and it makes some promises that we may or may not make good on. Um, I think that largely encapsulates my feelings without actually spoiling anything. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. Um, but like, yeah, it just feels like to like step into like the gray area of spoiler. Like, I feel like there are a couple of things that we expected to hit as like, oh man, what a crazy reveal. But like because like it took us so long to get there, like everyone like already knew, and not in a like, oh, they did such a good job of setting it. Like, no, they seem to think that like some of the things we touched on in that finale would be like, oh, really got him. And no, I don't know. I'm a little concerned long term about that show, particularly if we're not going to commit to like a specific season. Like, apparently, they got renewed for season three like today, which for multiple reasons is kind of insane to me. But like, yeah, like by and large, the finale was good. Was it worth that particular set of 9 episodes in a row? I don't know. Some of that could have been a cutscene, if you know what I mean. Anyway, at some point, Alcadis joined us with the resub. I was fired from my job as a set designer. I was upset, but I left without making a scene. Well, yeah, I mean, they probably wanted you to, though, I guess is the trick there. Welcome, Alcadis. Thank you for the resub, and also thank you to JM Platts in chat for the earlier resub. JM Platts is my mom. Hi, mom. No hands or something. Do you have more Pokemon display than normal? Yes. Yes, I do. So last Saturday, well, like last week, I put a bunch of my Pokemon on display. I have like a decent number at this point. I accumulated a lot in the course of the last year. But like while I was organizing them for the Saturday stream, I just sort of accidentally put some large ones with smaller counterparts, and I was like, that's kind of cute. And I like haphazardly put something together, and I thought the idea was good, but I just like ultimately wasn't happy with the execution. And then partially because of that fact, and partially because of the just finished watching Severance thing I just went over, and like not having a lot of time, I mostly repurposed Pokemon who are already out here and pulled a few more out here to further exemplify the large small thing. I think I did a better job given the amount of time I invested in this. Pretty good, but also still probably could have done better, to be honest. Some great ones there. The coughing, yeah, I'm a big fan of this coughing. I mean, I love I have a great collection of Pokemon I'm very happy with. But this coughing really spoke to me in particular because you very rarely see any coughing at all, let alone like a really good coughing. And like this guy is a very good like coughing plushie. Like I don't know how you would do better than him. He makes me very happy. Also, his like big dopey coughing smile makes me happy, which is one of the reasons why I like coughing. Um, yeah, Jigglypuff is pretty good. We have the big one and the smaller one, who seems like a little surprised, but you can't see his tiny little mouth. And also, just because someone did raise the subject and not to self-indulge, last week I showed off my brand new like keychain Flareon, who's so fluffy. I love her. Very good. Needlessly expensive. Don't really care about that. Just letting you know that if you wanted to get your own, they're not sold out yet, surprisingly to me. But they're stupidly expensive for keychains. At the same time, they're basically just like a full quality small plush, and they're very good. But I had snuck away this small Eevee keychain I also got with the Squirtles last week, and we didn't uncover him, so I wanted to put him front and center. He's got a very good smile. I didn't really notice that his head is like naturally kind of tilting a little bit. I actually really like that. It's very good. Um, yeah, that's the one. That's the one I think. Um, but yeah, we have my like big sleeping Flareon also. Not entirely. The desk covers a little bit. I think sometime soon I might move the desk and still not entirely have a plan on what to do with the room, but it might help me. It might help me to like measure stuff. Like I need to get some like furniture or shelves or some median equivalent to more prominently and perhaps even like permanently display more stuffed animals. I'm trying to like reach an equilibrium where my guest room isn't a whole bunch of stuffed animals and some paintings I have yet to hang up, and is actually like a room. And I have some idea how to do that, but like there needs to be a place for the stuffed animals to exist. And I think if I got a large enough like display shelf, I might be able to like have most things live there, keep like some backup ones for like seasonal decorations and whatnot in like closets, and then like maybe function like a person. But that sounds so ambitious. I don't really know how to function like a person. What's that on top of Flareon? That is that was not a Pokemon. That was not pudding. I put a couple Easter friends up there. There's Easter Winnie the Pooh. I don't know if you noticed. I did like I did the same configuration with the small and the large guys. So I put the Winnie the Pooh on top there, and we still have Easter Winnie the Pooh. This one is just the small Squishmallow rabbit that I got for Easter like a few years ago. Um, but I appreciate the shiny marrow guess. Off the top of my head, I don't know what color. No, wait, I think shiny marrow's green. Why do I know that? I'm not even sure that's right, though. Cole's had some Pokemon stuff when you were there last. Posted some photos of the Pikachu stuff in Cheryl's Discord. I didn't notice that. I don't have very many Discord alerts on because I get distracted by them easily when trying to do other tasks. Here's a fun fact about Cole's, and maybe it's possible that if Alcadius is still here, he could back me up on this. But you know, I work a job adjacent to radio, is the way I will often put it. Um, and I personally have a disproportionate number of stations that are located in Hawaii. This is normally a nuisance for me because of the time difference more than anything else. Although there are a couple people I interact with in Hawaii who are, to put it professionally, not my friends. And there was one station not that long ago that like asked if like there was any way that like we could like not send them like Coles spots, because apparently there are no Coles in Hawaii, and like the Hawaiian listeners to this Hawaiian radio station were annoyed that they kept hearing commercials for a store that didn't exist in the state. And like I can relate to that because for like 20 years I would see commercials for like Sonic, the drive-in diner fast food restaurant, and be like, where is there a Sonic? And now there's a Sonic that's like zero point 0.7 miles from my house or something. No, it's more than that. It's like, I don't know, within like 10 miles. Same with Carl's Jr. I used to live close to Carl's Jr. Now I don't. I think there's like a Hardee's within like 25 miles of me or some insane thing. Didn't know shiny had cannon colors. That's actually, yeah, that's interesting. They do. Some of them I believe have actually changed over time. It's weird. I think when they first introduced shinies, they like put some thought into like what would be a good alternate color palette. And then over time it's been speculated that like there's so many Pokemon now that a bunch of the ones that get added, they kind of just like invert them in some arbitrary way, and they don't always look particularly good. But I think excluding the fact that like as like graphics have improved, I think some of the shiny color palettes they've adjusted a little bit. There are actually like there's basically like two color palettes, like a regular Pokemon and then the shiny, which is just like a rare variant. Hardee's is probably within 5 miles of us. I don't think that's true, but that might be true. It might just be tucked some weird place. The only one I consciously know I've like driven past is not that close. It's not that far, but it's not that close. I'm also pretty sure that Hardee's and Carl's Jr. are the same, but no science has been unable to verify this. Did the non-colored Pokemon games have shinies? No, it's one of the mechanics that was added to the first generation that had color. So like Gen 1 obviously was strict Game Boy black and white. Gen 2, those games were like specifically Game Boy Color, and so they had like an actual color palette to them. And that game also introduced Shiny Gyarados. It's like a plot point. You like have to interact with it in order to like finish the plot of the game. And that's meant to like introduce you to the fact that like some Pokemon are a weird color. But my foolish child self was just like, they made a weird Gyarados, until I encountered my first shiny Pokemon, which was a Nidorino. And this is fun. I actually really like that one because, and I assume no one who's currently in chat knows this, but you might. So, like, in the original Pokemon games, Red and Blue and Green and Yellow, including Japan in the extra one, there was the only like gendered Pokemon were Nidoran male and Nidoran female, and they evolved into Nidoking and Nidoqueen respectively. Nidoking is purple, Nidoqueen is blue. The shiny versions of those have inverted colors. So like the shiny Nidorino would turn into a blue Nidoking, and a shiny Nidorina would turn into a purple Nidoqueen. And for some reason, I think that's like a particularly interesting one. So I feel like I got lucky to have like a blue Nidorino. But yeah, I actually wanted to find a way to work that fun fact into a stream. So thank you for corroborating that. Probably unintentionally, could tell you. I was like literally trying to think of a way to do that like 2 days ago, and here we are. Now let's do something that's for the people, which is to play Citizen Sleeper. I sure hope nothing is broken today, but we'll find out. Also, hi Sniper Justin, I don't think I properly greeted you. You are on time because we haven't even started the recap. We were just talking about Pokemon. I've been watching a lot of like Pokemon content lately and like doing like a really ill-fated Pokemon Nuzlocke in my spare time. For the people indeed. Citizen Sleeper. I think some of you have been here for the whole ride and some of you haven't. I will try to summarize this the best I can. How's that Nuzlocke going? I stalled out a little bit after losing probably my single most important Pokemon to a bad decision on my own part. And then while trying to train a replacement, got really careless and lost another Pokemon that wasn't extremely important, but like still meant that I needed to like train like 2 Pokemon from like a fairly low level up to like 40. I like just like yesterday got to a point where like everyone was like finally on the same page and I could kind of like make progress again without like constantly risking wiping. So like it hasn't been great, mostly my own fault, really can't claim otherwise. Anyway, so Citizen Sleeper is, I've been calling it a very heavily Disco Elysium inspired sort of like, I think they call it a post-capitalist story, but so we'll go with the Disco Elysium inspired post-capitalist space adventure of sorts. Like Disco Elysium, it features dice rolls heavily as a mechanic, but it does so in a much different fashion. It is a little bit closer to Dicey Dungeons, a game that we have played on stream, where like you roll dice and then you have like specific places that you slot them in and you want to put, you know, better values in certain places and things like that. So at the start of every day, depending on how well your physical condition is, you'll roll a certain number of dice and then you'll attribute those dice to try and complete tasks. And those tasks help you shape the story that you want to tell. At the start of the game, you choose one of 3 classes. We are an engineer, but I think we have some fancy name like manufacturer or something. And like that means that we're good at engineering and we're like bad at being reckless, I think is the thing we took. But we also have an ability that allegedly has a chance to give us scrap every time we do an engineering task. This appears to technically be true, but our odds are wonked beyond belief. Fact or fiction, starring Jonathan Frakes. So the actual story itself is that like we are a sleeper, which is basically it's based on what we've experienced. I would describe it as sort of like a robot shell that has like a fabricated copy of a real human person's mind installed in it so that it can like function to do tasks. I don't really know what, like, I assume that you, like, the company, like, pays the person whose mind goes in the robot. Like, I don't know why that relationship would work otherwise. But so like, for whatever reason, some human in the past like sold a copy of their brain to be emulated in this robot, and then it was forced to do menial labor until it tried to escape, and it found itself in like a storage container that landed at like a space station in the middle of nowhere. And a dude took a little bit of a risk and was sort of like, if you help me with this like project, it's like menial labor project, then like I won't like narc on you to the space authorities to have the company come here and like ruin your steez or whatever. And well, thanks for stopping by, Arcadia. Sorry, can't stay longer, but good luck with whatever you have going on tomorrow. That's getting you up early. I assume it's work, but hopefully it is something less stressful and lame. But so after that guy like saved us from the storage container, we went about like just exploring the space station, finding people, trying to like find a way to like wean ourselves off of some like proprietary substance that like we need to function, because we have planned obsolescence, so that if we like don't comply with the corporation that like owns us, that we like liquefy. And we like found someone to help us with that. We made a friend trying to like sort of have a career out here. We started working on a spaceship, like welding a big generational spaceship that's supposed to take a bunch of people to like make a colony in the future on like some distant planet that will sustain human life or whatever. And we're sort of courting a mushroom man who is just like a dude who makes mushrooms real good, because mushrooms are like a sustainable food source on the space station. And like these are like a lot of our overarching goals right now. We're trying to like help the person who's like getting us that substance that keeps us alive. We're trying to like advance those relationships with the other folks I mentioned. But we did hit a bit of a snag. Well, a couple, really. One is that there's like a bounty hunter that like works for, to some extent, the same company that like we escaped from. And he was like threatening us and like trying to make us like, he was like extorting us for like money so that we would keep working, and he would just get drunk at this bar until we had like a really lousy gunfight with him where we stole his gun, but it had no bullets in him, because he was such a drunk that everyone thought he was like a danger to everyone. But he sort of stormed off in a huff and like is mad at us, and I don't know how that's going to turn out. But like perhaps even more pressing is that spaceship that we were working on. We had earned like a space in this raffle where we were supposed to have a chance to like get aboard that ship and like help maintain it while like some of the colonists would be like in sort of a hibernative state or whatever. And basically they copped out on like all the people who were like supposed to have a chance to go on the ship, and like a big riot formed, and like it just seems like they exploited everyone for work under false pretenses, and then they were planning to just take off and like leave everyone in the lurch. But we managed to like work our way up to where that ship is supposed to like leave dock from. We had to like gain access to that place. It's not a place people commonly go, I guess. And we're like waiting to see what happens there. I'm anticipating some sort of act of rebellion may occur, and that we may install some dice in that. I don't know. You have super early morning shifts. Are they at least like paying you more now? You don't have to answer that. You gotta go to bed. But like, I wish they would do better. But I wish lots of people would do better by lots of people. The world is a grim place. Let's play Citizen Sleeper, a fun game about a future where that definitely doesn't happen. Hooray! Oh, Machinist is what we're called on Cycle 21. I'm playing this game very slowly. Again, let me know if I need to adjust the volume, but it seems like it's been working for folks. How is everyone else doing? I got so engrossed in talking about myself and shiny Pokemon that I didn't really check in with you guys. You all good? Also, hello, Anime. I saw you sneak in there toward the end. Great. So, I forget what we spent our first die on today, but we started with 4, and I spent 1, and I didn't bother to look it up. I don't know. My rolls aren't very good, but we did spend a bunch of upgrade points from like accomplishing goals. to gain a special new ability which lets us reroll all of the die in our inventory once per day, which is really good because I don't know if you know this, my probability is warped. It's bad and nonsensical. Okay, so I'm currently on the sort of far part of the ring. And what are some of our goals? Build a home, which is like, if I get like 2 more scrap, I can like use all that scrap to like build a house in the like the low end district. I really want to build a ship mine. I don't know what this does, but the fact that it takes several steps and sounds cool makes me think that like there's some way where like, you know, screw their spaceship, we'll make our own spaceship with like a ship mine and a casino or whatever. Disable our tracker. That's like, we gotta communicate with like this hacker guy who we've kind of been helping on the DL, so that like people stop hunting us down forever. This is sort of related to that hacker guy wanted us to get like more information about something in particular. Flotilla aid. The game kind of describes this as like DLC. We encountered these folks here on like the far side of the space station who are like, there's apparently like a part of the space station where a bunch of refugees got dumped off, and like we could use help, but like they're also like kind of rude. At least one of them's rude, the other one seems fine. Sabine's the person, like the doctor who's been helping us. We have to... Oh, that's right. We're currently waiting on her to, like, investigate further after we send her a bunch of data, so we can't really do anything with that. Emphas is our love interest, sort of. He's, like, a dude who's good at cooking. We have to get him better mushrooms. I think we have to grow those ourselves. Didn't we clear the aviary? I thought we cleared it. I thought we, like, cleared it, but, like, didn't do anything with it. Yeah, because I need to get them spores. Gotta get them spores. And apparently that involves intuition, which is one of our good skills. But let me go check like the hacking stuff real quick, because like sometimes like low or otherwise undesirable die results are good for those. Yeah, so I have $109 US. I could spend that to get some scrap. There's not like a lot of work for me currently, which is a little awkward. Cannot remember the name of that spaceship while trying to like post the last video to YouTube, and really couldn't be bothered to look it up. So what's going on here? Just like another place I can sort of open up, I think. Into all kinds of docking bays. Well, the actual thing I came here to do was to like check. So I shouldn't need to check Yatagan agents right now. What was the one hacking thing? Search for secrets that could change the future of the station. What's required to hack one of these guys is a 2. 2's an awkward number that I don't have. You both 2? They're both 2. And if I do another hacking task, I'm pretty sure that the weird like angry space donut will like come talk to me again, which like that, I mean, it doesn't sound great, does it? What's going on at the freight hub? A bunch of stuff I can't do. That makes it really easy. The sender card takes me up to there. Were there like jobs I could work up top? I don't really. We only looked at this at the very end of the last stream. Oh, I don't love that I can rotate this. I should stop doing it. So I can like lose money up here. but I can't gain how do I gain money anymore? I sure hope that there's engineering work once I, like, sabotage that spaceship or something. I feel like the main place I'm able to make money is, like, here. Most of the other places I can only make small quantities of money while trying to, like, advance other goals, which, like, isn't as useful to me. I have, like, a +0 bonus, which isn't great. Keep wanting to check the aviary, but the aviary is not the thing. What was the money symbol on the spoke? Was there one on the spoke? Oh, you mean this one? I think you mean. This is like it's sort of like an export hub. Like I can sell a shipmine core or buy a shipmine core here. Or I can like sell like fancy mushrooms. I guess that's true. I could like just work on getting more mushrooms and sell those, but it takes 3 of those to get 80, which I guess is like a slightly better return than a lot of the work I've done, but it does sort of require some good rolls. I'd have to like forage, and I'd get +1, but with these 3s that doesn't help very much. Don't really want to like risk. Both condition and energy are bad risk. I kind of think I'm just gonna reroll all 3 of my dice, and any ones that like suck I'll invest in like the like helping the farm kitchen or whatever, and then any that are good I'll spend on these like riskier things. Well, those are bad. Those are essentially the same dice as before. One of them is at least a 2, which is like arguably better. I think I'm gonna like, correct me if I'm wrong, Dumbush, I think I asked about this last time. And I'm only asking you for the spoiler because you said there's like some game-breaking glitch. Can I like hack one of these guys now and like not have a problem as long as I don't advance that storyline? That's like what my own intuition would suggest. The Ripper Worm's the only thing that's busted. Okay. So I'm gonna spend a 2 on this while I've got it. And we'll interact with the Angry Donut. That's not a good sound. That's a bad sound for bad dudes. I got 2 items, though. I don't know what both of them are. A glimmer in the dark catches your eye as the orb of Hunter's head appears in the distance. It is looking for you. I feel like it has sort of a bestial nature. I feel like running is just going to make it angry. Let me try hiding. You slip down the ghostly structures of the eye, a feeling like passing through a cloud as their data structures deform and reform around you. Another glimmer catches your eye, closer now, that roving orb, wreathed in tentacles. It flickers, jumps once, twice, and then it's here. Hunter is here! Entity. Submit to inquiry. Hunter reaches for you in that unpleasantly familiar way. Its waving threads creating a cage. Struggle. You push against the threads as they close in, becoming frenzied as you push them aside. You are caught by whipping tendrils, and feel them pulling you away from the anchor of your body. You push through, clearing the threads. Entity, hold for processing. Comes the scream from behind, but you're clearly already gliding away, back to your anchor, back to your body. You awake, dizzy, distorted, but safe. Well, that's good. That seems to have reset the anger meter, and I got the thing I wanted. Now, if I kept doing that indefinitely, I assume that could turn out pretty bad. Demolition confirms that in chat. He can basically kill you if you keep pushing. Yeah, that's... The fact that there's like a hunter counter does suggest that. Yeah. Anyway, my remaining die rolls are what has colloquially been referred to as poop soup. I did not hold for processing. That's true. You're not wrong about that. Oh, wait, was it also possible to make money here? Was this safe? Not money, like, directly. It might open up a job here. So if I went in on spores with a 3, I'd have a 25% chance of taking 2 energy damage, which would be not good. But I'd have like a 50% chance of like spores and 25% chance of bonus spores. I think what I'll do is I'm gonna start with putting a 1 in this safe task and see how that goes. That's pretty good, $11. I feel like that's enough money that I'll take the risk on the energy. I'm more likely than not to be fine, but like watch as I fail. I know me too well. Alright, is my husband selling food? Or are we in one of those weird, like, doldrum zones where I have to, like, go buy the slightly more expensive food? Water fungus! Okay, hoping for some better die rolls tomorrow. Do I just want to do this now? No, I should see what the die rolls are like. I really want to, like, make sure I have 4 scrap in case I need 4 scrap. And cycle. Dawn of the 22nd day. Can you imagine if Majora's Mask was a whole month? Oh, yeah, I kind of have to buy that medicine soon, too, huh? I got a 6 and a 4. Those are both pretty good, because if you put a... Hello. There's a happy little man over here. Do you see him? Do you see the happy little, like, mint green face? I don't think it's actually supposed to be a smiley face. Or maybe it is. It definitely looks like one. Oh, hang on. Oh, hey, it's Lem and Mina. I forgot there was a countdown to see what they were going to do next. There's no answer when you buzz Lem's unit, but the door is open. You push the door and find Mina sitting in the middle of the floor playing with Bun Bun. Hi, Mina. Hi, robot, says Mina sullenly, waving Bun Bun's paw without looking. Oh my god, I love this child. She's so good. How are you? Bun Bun is sad, says Mina, nodding the toy's head in agreement. Like Daddy. You look around the unit. Is a mess. Dishes and glasses on the side. Some of Mina's clothes piled up in a corner. Mina's sitting by her bag, which is spilled out across the floor. Her drawing slate cracked and dark. Uh-oh. Oh no. Play with Mina. You sit down beside Mina and she turns away, taking Bun Bun with her. But after a little while, she turns back and you play together. She insists you both Bun Bun on a trip away. I feel like a word is missing from that sentence. Dragging the stuffed rabbit across counters and surfaces. You've just started to look at fixing Mina's cracked slate when Lem enters. Sleeper, what are you? He pauses and looks from you to Mina and back again. Never mind. He drops his bag by the door and slumps onto the couch. Everything okay? Lem lets out a weak laugh. You forgot the past few cycles now, too? Wish I was so lucky. Looks away at the open door. Look, now's not a good time. I want to help. Help? Unless you got a sidereal ticket or two on you, I don't think there's much you can do here. Pinches the bridge of his nose. You understand they never even put us on the list, right? I've been all around the rim looking for work, and I've run into more than a few from the cruise. Turns out only long-term Havenage members were issued those Celis ID numbers. They never even planned to consider us. Havenage say they didn't know that was what they were going to use to make the draw, and who knows? That reasoning is so, like, come on. There's no world where you could take that at face value. That's ridiculous. Maybe Celis pulled the wool over their eyes. But what does it matter? All those hours in the yards for hand-to-mouth wage and nothing else? Slams his hand down on the sofa. I feel like this is too confrontational. You are giving up. I feel like... Yeah, that can't be it. Well, it is. They're moving the Sidereal up to the hub now, you know, he says without meeting your eye. That's where it'll depart from. They're bringing in a ship with all their cryosleep pioneers and transferring them up there in microgravity before loading the crew. We could be real sneaky. You think they're just gonna let people on board? Security they have has to be impossible. He looks over at Mina. Look, we'll be fine. We always have been. I just need a little time. We had our hearts set on that trip is all. Mina comes over and climbs into his lap. He smiles. What if I got you on board? I missed you these past few cycles. I missed that optimism. Then strokes Mina's hair. Look, you want to go up to the hub and ask around, be my guest. I can't get up there with Mina down here, and I'm sure the Sidereal will bring in a crowd. But be careful. This kind of thing always attracts scammers and thieves. You find any way on board, you take it. You need help to get there, ask me. But for now, me and Meanie here are sticking to the eye. She looks up at him and smiles. Thanks, Lynn. Thank you, Sleeper, for coming by. You stand to leave and Mina grabs your hand, eager to give you one more smile. Oh, it's so precious. Then you're out, back in the walkways of the low end, already thinking of plans to make this right. Striving to put right what once went wrong. I know a guy who does that sort of thing. Okay, Sidereal Dock. For some reason I have to spin really far to get that to display on screen. Don't worry about it. What's happening? What's hip-hop happening? Intuit. The Sidereal is being loaded and prepped. Among all the commotion, is it possible to find a way on board? I feel like there should be 2 clocks here, right? Shouldn't there be a clock for the ship that's going to leave at some point? So hang on, what does a 4 do here again? It's all positive at 5, because I have a bonus to this, so it increases to a 5 results that we put in, and then we roll a second time, which is slightly unintuitive, but I promise if you're new here, you'll get the hang of it pretty quickly. You hope against hope that there's a chink in the Sidereal Horizon's vast armor. I mean, if there was, wouldn't we also die? We're in a tight spot, resource-wise. Because it's so hard to make money right now. I mean, obviously we're going to commit the 4 to someplace we have a +1, and then the 6 to something important. And then re-roll the 2. I don't think we have any urgent need to use a 2 for anything in particular. Just don't know how much I can afford to... Well... I can really only go one more day... I feel like I definitely need to spend a die doing something to get food or enough money for food. There is an inherent problem, well, two at this point, that have yet to be addressed. Which are that if I were to get on the Sidereal Horizon and leave this wretched place behind, then my tracker would be active and they could just find me, which feels like an issue, although I don't know if the idea is that, like, this ship is going so deep into space that, like, the company can't be bothered to care. But more pressingly, I won't have a supply of the stabilizer or whatever it's called that, like, keeps my body from, like, disintegrating. I think the spores have to be on the back burner. Did sort of rush headlong into this plot line. Okay, thanks for that, Captain Hindsight. It sure helps the planning phase to have already played the game, eh? Like, I mean, I said before in one of these earlier streams playing this game that, like, early on, the game is structured in such a way that it seems to really encourage you to go in on a few options. It doesn't seem like the game rewards you for branching out. So without knowing how certain things turn out, like, it becomes really difficult to know, like, how to prioritize stuff. Also, some things have a clock and, like, need to be done in a certain time frame. Some of that starts based on other decisions that you make, but, like, you don't know that in advance. I don't really have anything that I get a +1 to that makes, like, a more than nominal amount of money, right? Like, I can't think of any. Oh wait, what's the other thing I got? I have the Ripper Worm, I got a Cipher, and I got data. I can sell the data, can't I? Isn't that something? Can I sell that to you? But I would need to have 5. But there's, like, where the heck is Feng? Heck, I have an HD. Like, I have the thing he wants. Oh no, this thing in particular is the Ripper Worm thing. Yeah, I guess I'm just not, like, making progress on the tracker. But I guess that also means I don't have a way to turn data into money unless I can make him come back. And I'm, what, 1 day, 2 days? 1 day off from Sabine showing up again. Oh, hang on, what is... It doesn't tell me what I would get in exchange for my data here. The Cipher is the one I need. I can get rid of the data, right? Like, I don't think I'm going all in on, like, data brokerage. You had one job, and that job was to know the future. Yeah, but listen, a pessimist is never disappointed. So I'm gonna sell this data, which I do by clicking the buttons in the wrong order, and then having the game highlight the wrong thing, and then doing the correct thing. That's only $10. Although that is exactly enough that I could, like, buy a can of stabilizer and some food. So... But then you leave today, right? God, my life would be so much easier if, like, the game had just, like, actually given me some reasonable amount of scrap from all my engineering work. Like, I did an insane amount of engineering work and got, like, 3 scrap. Ridiculous. Maybe I should have bought the thing yesterday. I really wanted to try and wait another day before trying to, like, re-up my health. Like, 3 is as few dice as I like to deal with, but, like, it's always better to have more, obviously. You just have more options and can do more actions. I just don't know of another, like, good, reliable way to get scrap. What's going on with this ship? Oh, you could, like, straight up buy ship mine fragments from this, and they're obscenely expensive? I wish the gambling was better in this game. Then I could just count cards or whatever. I'm really not sure the best way to use resources. If I thought that I was actually going to get away on the ship, even in a best case scenario, I think I'd be fine just, like, buying the stabilizer and, like, dealing with my life. But I don't at all think that's true. I feel like there's little to no possibility that that happens. I think it's very plausible that you get Lem and Mina on there in, like, a best case scenario, and I don't think you get on there. That's my suspicion. And that being the case, I mean, I don't know, I guess these ships come every few days. It's like eventually I might be able to, like, hoard enough money. You can... I don't think that helps, though. What's going on at the compressor club? What is this clock? The thing is that I think ultimately I will need to build a house. Like, I think that's probably going to happen. I mean, I can go today without eating. Okay, I think I have to... I think I just have to buy the stabilizer. And probably use it tonight. And then... I'm gonna... use my 4 over here and see how that rolls. Okay, low rolled that, which surprises no one. No one in chat is surprised. Then I'm going to... go to the mushroom groves and use my 6 to collect spores. Which gives me 2 grove spores, which lets me do 2/3 of a good mushroom. And then I'm going to reroll my 2 and get a 2, which also surprises no one. And then I guess money? I guess I money? Okay, pretty good outcome. I don't need to eat today. I do think I want to re-up my health, even though I'd like to wait one more day. Because I think I'm just going to need more dice. So we go back to home. And we apply 1 health juice. And take our steak tastes better pill. And we end the day. We're starving. Don't worry about that. Leave this place. Our die rolls are not great to start with. Oh, hang on. Sabine's back. 4 cycles, Sabine said, and here you are, right on time with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here. Check the terminal. You check and double the terminal for messages or recordings. This is a well-written game that does feel like we didn't proofread every single dialogue box. Just putting that out there. I've seen worse. Just every now and then I like retelling like, am I wrong, or is it the children who are delusional? Nothing, just a pale glow, the silence. Check the door? Pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. You go to the door and open it to an empty corridor. You close it again. Wait. You try to settle down, to wait. You sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where are they? A knock at the door. Open it. It's Rabia! Figure stands in the door and immediately you know it's not Sabine. They're taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. Is it metal? A dark shape like a stubby baton hangs loosely from her hand. A local sleeper. Good to finally meet you. She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes. What, may I ask, are you doing here? She fixes you with a steady, unwavering stare. Anything I say can and will be used against me by the criminal organization known as Yatagan. This will be much more pleasant if we remain friendly, don't you think? She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around. We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. She glances at you. And I suppose you're here to help? Something like that. Good, good. She puts the glass down and turns to face you. I love to meet helpers. We need so many, but we can find so few with the right skills. She spins the baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared, left without even saying goodbye, which means they're in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you need to get help for. So I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole, and here you are, the help. She looks through the detritus on the side. And what help? A sleeper, no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. What do you mean? Well, I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up here, Sabine was working for your owners, SNARP. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabia looks away, waiting for a response. Prove it. Happily. She crosses into the next room and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. That's a neat trick. A spark, then the terminal screen skips. Oh, did she just hack it? Encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see S and ARP letterheads and code forms, reports laden with medical data marked with the corporate logo like the sigil of some cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal. Look all you want. Some of your files may even be in there. The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on earthly emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an SNARP employee, why did they help you? Rabia reaches over and places a vial of stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light. It's viscous, clear liquid crystalline within the glass. We will, of course, keep up the supply. We're more than able to dispense important medicines even without the doctor. You hold it between your fingers, and for a tiny moment you have the urge to crush this object for the power it has over you. Well, that'd be stupid. That'd be a dumb thing to do. I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. Well, it's really good that I invested in that yesterday. I was thinking here for much of this conversation, I'm glad I bought it yesterday because she's gone and now I maybe can't buy it. Now they're like, you idiot, it's on sale today. Money's on sale. Screw you. He'll be running the surgery now. Arabia closes up the briefcase lab and holds it at her side. You have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand. Arabia turns on her way out. There's no reason for us to be enemies, Sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles. She slips out silently into the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. Oh, I got an upgrade point. I can't really do anything with that right now, can I? Well, it depends on what I mean by anything. Yeah, can I get a refund? Yeah, I have a receipt from yesterday. Could you, like, prorate me that? 2 dice even condition is break. God, I sure don't want to be at condition breaking. I feel like it's unrealistic to aim to get any second upgrade beyond self-repair, would be my guess. I'm not sure self-repair is actually any good at this point, since it seems like I've exhausted a lot of the engineering options unless something changes dramatically. So then what am I aiming for exactly? Like, I could get another level 1 skill, and then maybe, I don't know, I think I don't spend anything right now. Just gain energy after any engage action. That's not happening. Okay, photosynthetic skin maybe could do something. It's not great. Chasing cryo and interface action. I'm not doing a lot of those either. Yeah, chance of free money isn't bad. I'm just not doing a lot of interface stuff, especially since I'm not currently advancing the hacking stuff. I think that's the bulk of interface. There's some other stuff, but not stuff I'm doing all that often. For now, I think I'm just holding that, but it's good to sort of keep that in mind. It's $20 cheaper. I mean, I could definitely use that $20. I could have used it yesterday to buy some scrap. Scrappy do. What are we doing? Word association? It's just me? No, okay. What's Arabia's office? And this is just a new clock. And in two days? 2 days. That'll do some sort of thing. Let me do a so if I was to do, say, +1 here, I would get at least one +1 spores. Okay. And with +1 spores, that's 3 total spores clock. What does that do for me? Gave me fungal bed. Need to wait for the blooms to emerge. It's a new clock. The new clock looks bad. Oh no, it looked like 8 for some reason. It's 4. That's not great, but that's fine. I like the fact that it seems like this may have long-term yields. Very few things have done that so far. Let me go ahead and spend my 6 helping Lem out at the treason factory. Send to the hub. Let me do a double plus succeed check. And let me just do a quick roll. Those are better. Those aren't great, but they're better. The White House, too topical, too soon, too very much true. What is my most pressing biological need? I didn't even... They said they gave me stabilizer in the cutscene, and for a second I was really excited, and then I got so distracted about how mad I was about my discount. But like they actually did give me like a whole stabilizer, which is good since I just bought. Like I should be good for like cold hard minute, I guess. Where would progress be helpful? It's gonna take like at least 8 days to make that mushroom stew, huh? I hope I get like 2 upgrade points and a husband out of that. You can quote me on that. I don't know why you would, but it does seem like a funny thing to do. Garbage to harm the community. Better to assist in maintaining them. I mean, it's a safe task, but like I should probably. I think that I should spend my. No, you know what? Let me spend like 1-3 making money at the farm stacks. Get that as a soundbite? Maybe. I'll think about it. Like the fail result here is still like positive money, so it's like not super bad. So I kind of think I like spend the 6. I think basically I want to like make a little money here, advance the commune. Well, I don't know. Is there another place I think is more likely to open up like engineering work? It's probably like more dangerous to try and do that, even if there is. I guess it would be just the rotunda. But I do have like a plus modifier to that at least. It'd be minus energy, and minus energy would be like straight status damage. Let's do. I'm gonna buy some food from my fungus husband. And then. Oh, it gave me 3, that's fun. I think that's always done that, and I just forgot. Let me do a, get like a good roll. Okay, neutral roll's fine, I guess. Hey, attention duelists? Oh, okay, I understand now. The clock that is physically closest to the thing I did is a bad clock for doing a bad job. Dock Watcher sounded kind of bad and was like further away from the thing I did, so I was like confused for a second. I thought even though I got like a neutral outcome, like a bad thing happened. I really need some money. So I think I'm gonna spend my other 3 making a small quantity of money at the weird kitchen whose name I don't remember or care about, the farm stacks. Work them stacks. Make it rain. I mean, we've been doing really good at rolling like medium on that. It's probably the same as consistently rolling good and then bad, or vice versa. And then... Oh, I found a new place. I can buy food for cheap here, but it's probably like not good food. I'm unsure if your frame can metabolize alcohol, but this fungal drink fermented along the greenway seems like a good test. So I can like spend $18 to go to Cheers, where everybody knows my name. It's not immediately clear to me why that's useful. I can imagine a scenario where that's useful, but that like in and of itself doesn't seem like something that I need to invest $18 US into. Not happening. That ship is gone. I think the only things to really spend a 6 in are like either making like significant progress with, like, I could either try to open up the rotunda, I could try to like make significant progress with the commune, or like I could just advance getting Lem and me onto a spaceship. I'm gonna do that one, I think. I might deprioritize this for a second, at least until like a clock appears to let me know that that's gonna like suddenly leave and explode or something. Descend the car. Just because I definitely imagine a scenario where like I am trapped in a situation where this bad. So let's go to bed and make sure we are not highlighting the use medicine vial. So we experience 2 hunger. That noise plays only 1 time this time. Yesterday it played twice for no adequately explained reason. That's happening tomorrow. The die rolls are varied, we'll say. In this moment, 6s feel a little bad. I feel like I don't have something. I feel like I like really need to make like maximum progress on, so it feels kind of ridiculous to like spend them on anything. I don't know if that makes sense to anyone, but like that's definitely feels. So the wastes. What's the deal with the wastes? Can't do it. And that's how you help them. That's how you save a life. So I mean, like commune. The commune does require like a gigajillion progress for some reason. Like something cool must happen here, right? Let's do this. Let's 6 this to give us a bunch. Ooh, and plus energy. That's fun. I don't technically have to eat today if I don't screw up. What if we put this 5? Rotunda was intuit, I think. So if I put a 5 there, it would act like a 6 and do bonus progress. Not this one. This one. Yeah. So do this and put a 5 on it. Okay, so now I'm friend of the rotunda. Okay, what's happening here? Ankita? And let me check the dock first. Can I do engineering work here? No, I can... Oh. These old maglocks look like they each need an encrypted key to open. Why the heavy security on a decaying dock? 2 maglocks seal the entry to this dock. It doesn't look like anyone's been inside for years. Oh man, that sounds awesome. I want that. That sounds really cool. I have one of that. I don't know why switching to data is always so hard. But that's this, right? Encrypted key with the widget on it. Square. Yeah. I was never clear why I had this. So like it's cool to know that it does something, but I don't know how to get a second one. Hey, you want to earn a chit? Ankita stands beside a huge pile of tied together hull plates. She stretches out her back, her shoulders bulging beneath her flight suit. Prepare for trouble and make it double. This friggin' station, she sighs and pinches the bridge of her nose. Alright, come here. You cross the docking concourse as she begins to split the plating into 2 bundles. What is it with this place? She asks as she angrily lashes massive plates together. Everyone wants their cut. She straightens up to an imposing height, her armor plates creaking, and looks you up and down. Or is it just that you all think I'm an easy mark? We all gotta survive. I get it, I do. She shakes her head. But if I could go just one cycle without some jumped-up grifter trying to take me for an idiot, that would be nice. Nikita hoists one bundle of plating onto her shoulder. Come on, then. Enough chat. Gotta earn those chits. You see what I did there? You struggle to shoulder the plates, but you do eventually. Ankita gives you a look. Ship's this way. She sets off down a gantry at an impressive speed. As you catch up to her, she turns down a passage, pushing through a small crowd of stevedores. Why are you doing this yourself? You mean, why aren't I hiring those good folks? She nods back at the stevedores. I've paid Havenage enough. They're currently rinsing me for a mooring I can't vacate unless I either fix the ambergris or sell it off as scrap. What's wrong with it? I'm an engineer, man. It? She looks at you pointedly. Her. She rapidly turns another corner as you trail behind. She got cut up pretty bad in our last job, and I had to moor up here for a spell. But since then, it's only gotten worse. Someone got in and sliced the core from our ship mine. Now she's gone dark. She shifts the panels on her shoulder. The upshot is I'm short one ship mine with a ton of repairs to do, and the rest of the crew signed off the moment they got wind I'd been stranded. So yeah, it's been a time. How can I help? I don't know, you got a ship mine tucked away on that frame of yours? For a moment you aren't sure if she's serious. Ankita swings the plates from her back, almost knocking you over in the process. This is me. She hauls the second bundle off your shoulder. You're the first person I've met here who might actually be considered helpful. She pauses, chewing her bottom lip. Look, do you want to help? Come see me. I need a hand putting Amber back together, and you don't seem like the type to try anything stupid. She passes the bundles of plates through the ambergris outer lock and turns back. Just don't go spreading this all around. Ankita throws you a couple of chits. She gives you a parting nod and ducks through the doorway. All right, get out of here. She calls back and the lock slams shut. I gotta drive to make a drive, I think. Repair the ship's hull. That I could probably do. It's an engineering test. Do. So if you do good, you get plus ship shape, which is good. And if you do bad, you get plus grounded, which is bad. Well, sounds like... Well, let me check real quick. I do wish that I remembered how I got that key I mentioned earlier. I mean, this thing is a key node, right? It must contain a key. I did. That actually is apparently true. Great. So, with that in mind, let's go ahead and, beep boop. Clip clop. Now what? I have the Neo Vend, a mysterious machine. What? As you slip inside the sealed dock, a pulsing light grabs your attention. Among the discarded tubing and rusted plates, a machine flickers with a warm glow. Approach the machine. As you get closer, you recognize the machine's blocky shape settled into an alcove in the side of the dock. A kind of upright cabinet, it's covered in faded logos and messages from which you assume it was once an industrial vendor, intended to dispense and manufacture ship fittings and other mechanical parts necessary for the regular running of freight and resource extraction vessels. The manufacturer is listed as NeoVend, and you remember an advert from a long ago squeezed among all the off-world recruitment drives that assaulted every planet-born citizen, which chirpily sang that name over and over. Like the Intivia jingle that I hate, that's literally just people saying Intivia in a sing-song voice 3 times. I not infrequently consider the fact that someone got paid to do that, and it always makes me mad. You wipe a layer of dust from the cracked screen, thinking of those contractors squeezed by their own corporate employers to pay for every bit of minor maintenance on their rented ships. Enter your registration, chirps a pre-recorded message, catching you off guard. Push some buttons. You reach for the keypad and something begins whirring. At first it sounds like servo motor starting up, but quickly it becomes a whisper, a whining, then a multi-tonal voice that emanates from the neo-vent. I thought it was just a Gatling gun that was going to shoot us. What? Hang on, wait, why?
Entity, speak with me. Who's there?
There's a squeal, almost like some strange mechanical swallowing or intake of breath before the machine speaks again.
I have need of you. You have need of me.
The squeal comes again, and you see there's a 3D printing apparatus in the upper part of the machine resetting into place so that each time the servos can be orchestrated to produce that whirring, whining voice.
You are in danger.
Are you the vending machine?
Chose this vessel for its seclusion, please listen.
The machine creaks.
You are marked for deletion. Hunter tracks you.
The screech rattles through the empty dock. You remember the strange head, the figure, the threads closing in. Hunter.
The Hunter Protocol. They taste your signature.
The sudden whine sets your teeth on edge.
You've seen them. This is the gift of an emulated mind.
You close your eyes and the skeleton of the station starts to thrum.
Emulated minds are adaptable, move where neurons cannot. The
mechanism resets, but emulation makes you target. Tell me more about the Can't Eat More.
Yes, you can move through networks, clouds, hardware, software. But you cannot hide there. Hunter is there.
The servos judder the vending machine's casing as they rest.
Hunter searches for me also. Hide in this machine.
You look at the ruined vending machine, an unusual hiding place for sure.
Encounter Hunter, but need entity outside of a machine. Need you.
The screen attached to the vending machine with a swiveling arm comes to life. It displays a flickering map of the station. Ghostly, threaded. The cloud. Points along the rim glow in deep red.
Hunter is always gathering. That's why they call him that. It's clever, no? Too much data must build nests. Masters are gone, but continues to hunt. Bring this data. Raid its nest.
Why can't you do it?
Hunter will find me. Then Killer will come.
Oh, good. Hunter has a friend named Killer. That sounds very friendly and good.
I cannot leave machine. Connections must remain closed.
Hey, can I read the subtext out? Can I say the quiet part loud here? It's like, hey, why can't you do it?
'Cause I'd get killed, stupid. Now you go get killed instead. Bring offerings, save self.
Neo-Ven says pointedly,
mutual need means friends.
They conclude, tired of the conversation. The whirring amplifies and then suddenly drops as mechanisms within the machine click back into place. The glow fades and you're left stood in the dark of the sealed dock, that whirring voice ringing in your ears. Well, I should reroll my reroll. Hey, Neko, welcome to the stream. Forgot about daylight saving. Yeah, it's a heck of a thing, isn't it? And also day of the week, yeah. Well, in that case, I'll give you the cliff notes. I got this Eevee last week, but no one found him during Secret Squirtle, so I was featuring him at the front of the side of the desk. Enjoy him. He is small and soft and has a very good smile. Let me do my reroll. Okay, I got a 5 and a 1. Let me go ahead and put that 1. Hang on. You got your big fluffy Espeon. Very good. Yeah, I'm just gonna roll this for money and get like $6. Oh, look at that! Still rolled medium. No whammies. What do I do with this 5 though? I mean, I was looking for engineering tasks to do, but this one doesn't pay. I mean, it was kind of implied that I might get paid if I like completely fix the ship. I really kind of want to do the ambergris just because like I have this drive to make a ship mine core and I finally have a reason to do it. So like I kind of just want to do it for that reason, but like I'm still not close to like making the ship mine core. So like whatever. I'm just gonna do this and see what happens. Likes the cute Eevee. I mean, it was worth every bit of the like $17 in shipping or whatever. No buyer's remorse whatsoever. Okay, I got a little money, I got a little stuff done, I'm going to bed. So tomorrow I have to deal with the Yatagan Joker. Hey, look at those rolls. I asked you on with you yesterday when you went out for food. Got a matcha latte and the barista surprised me by drawing a doodle of me on the latte. Oh, that's so cute, Neko. That's amazing. Are you best friends now? I love that. What a good story. What's going on at this dock? What is this? I don't know. I'm paying attention to this. Oh, what is this thing that it needs? What is this thing that it needs? I don't have one of those. I have something that no, that's the Ripper Worm. That's not it. Could use that art degree somewhere. Amen. You enjoyed drinking yourself and watching my drawing gradually transform into the scream. Respect. I don't know how I deal with that existential nightmare, but it sounds like something that would happen and I have no mouth and I must scream. As you approach the address Rabia gave you, a heavy hand falls on your shoulder. That was a thank you for the bits in an equivalent fashion. What's bad is that makes, like, the fact that you've done that makes me want to specifically spend that money to buy another Eevee, which in and of itself isn't bad, but I'm not going to tell you what the problem is because I know what you'll do. I know you too well. As you approach the address Ruby gave you, someone sneaks up behind you and it's super cool. What is your business here? The enforcer grips your shoulder, giving a hint of the strength her implants give her. As you turn, you see the same subsidiary eyes as Rabia and Toshiro, glinting like mirrors on her cheeks. Did we establish this cheek thing? It was like in Rabia's art. Maybe I didn't pay enough attention to Toshiro. So much you ordered one to go. I had a feeling you opened the lid and there was a cherry blossom tree. Oh, that's very good. Get a comfy cuddler Eevee. Is it still in stock? I think it was like yesterday. I keep checking the website because I really want to get that pre-order for Pokemon ZA, and I know I'm somehow still gonna miss it. So this is like, oh no, it's Rabia again. No, it's not, but Rabia's here now. Gia, please, the sleeper is here by my invitation. At Rabia's command, the hand immediately loosens and an apologetic look replaces the scowl on Gia's face. Of course, Rabia, I'm sorry. Rabia waves her away. Don't you worry, I appreciate your protective instincts. How about you head to the Tambor? They have a delivery coming and they'll need some help with the lifting. So, Sleeper, you came, I'm glad. Eevee only just came out with Umbreon and Espeon. Well, I think both Umbreon and Espeon are sold out, incidentally. Although, I noticed as I was browsing around today, I really have spent too much time on the Pokemon Center website. There was, like, a flare on, like, December, but it's obviously been sold out for months, because that's how the Pokemon Center works. Didn't feel like an offer. I was curious. I think I'm closer to curious than like felt bullied into it, but like there's definitely some sense of menace. Recently restocked quite a lot of plushies. I can't say I've noticed that many get restocked. The polka doll Squirtle got restocked around the time that I got these ones, which is why I got that in the same order. He's very good. He's the one I showed off at the end of Saturday's stream. I like him a lot. I was curious.
Curious is good.
She smiles a tight smile.
You have to understand, finding you there in Sabine's unit, wasn't sure where we stood. There are more than a few people on the station who would rather I was dead. Had to be sure you weren't one of them.
I do want to say not yet. She laughs.
I like your sense of humor.
Good, good.
But let me ask you a serious question for a moment.
Raby begins walking and gestures for you to walk with her. She takes you down a staircase into the bustling walkways of Low End.
What do you know about Yatagan?
It's presumed that you run the Low End?
That sounds impressive. We run out of the Low End, yes. We don't run it.
People with carts push past moving crates of supplies around the thin and winding passages.
Our reputation is one that implies threat. Is that fair to say? We are framed as aggressors, parasites, and criminals.
She gestures around at the people in the passageway.
But when was the last time you saw a lawmaker on the eye? A policeman? Who makes the laws around here?
I think like Heavy Machine Gunner from Resonance of Fate, I think they make the laws around here, is that right? I feel like I haven't done like a ton of like straight up role playing.
Daddy does not approve.
Rob from the week, that's the law around here. That's true, that is the law. But the question is, who's the one who says that? Because I presume that they're the ones who make the law, right? I also appreciate the Resonance of Fate clip. I haven't done a lot of straight roleplay, but I feel like I would expect my character, having been through all that garbage with the spaceship whose name I never remember, to be jaded about Havenage and complain about them.
Yeah, they like to believe so, don't they? By claiming a lineage that extends back to Erlin's Union, they assume the burden of authority. But they have no authority here, out past the Bright Market, where few work in their shipyard or pay for their docking berths. If you had spent your time in the Low End, maybe your opinion of us would be different. This is our place and our people. The Low End was empty in Erlin's time. They didn't need to house thousands, and keeping the yards and the rotunda safe was work enough. Now, the Low End was reclaimed later when the refugees started arriving. The collapse didn't just happen here on this station. When Solheim collapsed, the entire system felt it. Colonies were abandoned, the moons of Ember and Cinder suddenly gained independence overnight. Some took advantage and some tried to hold it together while others fled.
Gonna have more holes than a beehive. I mean, we still haven't figured out what Ethan or what's his face is up to, so like that could definitely come to pass.
The Eye became a refuge, and Erlin, to his credit, extended an open hand to everyone. But many within his organization disagreed, and those new arrivals weren't as simple to corral as they hoped.
Maybe it leads you through a small market hall, busy with stalls and traders.
Erlin's Union was made of workers, administrators, and people who were malleable, already organized into hierarchies and networks. The refugees came from different factions and families.
Does that comma belong there? The faction came from different factions and families, were scared, injured, and desperate. I feel like that comma doesn't belong there.
The refugees came from different factions and families. They were scared, injured, and desperate. Conflict was inevitable. Yatagan is a child of that conflict, a child born out of the need for us to stand up and claim our future, to provide security and strength. People call us a gang, but we're a community. I take my position as lieutenant seriously, and from my birth I have worked to earn it.
Child labor, that's our future. From town. Arabia catches herself before she raises her voice any further, and you both walk in silence for a while among the smells and textures of Lowen. There's something really funny about that description to me. You walk in silence through the smells. You start to wonder if this place could be a home for you too. I think that in this moment, I don't know why this conversation is very, like, RP inspiring, but, like, I feel like after learning that Sabine, like, withheld the fact that they work for SNARP, the company that, like, we ran away from, we would not be so inclined to be like, I care specifically about Sabine. It's just more like, why are you telling me this? She smiles to herself and thinks for a moment before responding. I believe that you understand the importance of a refuge, so I also believe that you wish to help keep this place safe. For this reason, I would like you to trust me. I do not know what Sabine told you about us, but I imagine it wasn't good. I'll be honest with you, Sleeper. I was never comfortable with having Sabine as part of Yatagan. An ex-corporate employee goes against our nature, but their deal was with Yannick. I kept my distance and made sure Sabine had their surgery, kept it supplied, and that was all. But I cannot allow people to go back on the promises they have made to us. Yatagan has not lasted this long because it is a charity. We offer and ask for support. Any betrayal will be treated as an attack. Tell me about Yannick. Yannick is one of the heads of Yatagan. They guide us. He is the newest to be elected. He is an elder. Sabine said they found something. I don't want to hear their accusations. They only wanted to escape their debt. They would have said anything. But where are they now to stand behind their claims? I don't know, I feel like I will find them as kind of a strong statement. If Ravi had specifically asked me about doing that, maybe I'd be more inclined to be like, it never hurts to help or whatever. But, like, I'm not, like, I think my current, like, Facebook status with Sabine is, like, complicated. It's, like, not that we are, like, broken up as friends or that, like, I'm defending them currently. I think it's more like I'm just, like, not sure what's going on. I'm trying to figure it out. So I guess I'll stay silent. You realize that Rabia has led you into a loop, and together you both come back up a staircase to the walkway where you met. You're free to go, Sleeper. I have said what I wish to say. She looks out through the windows of the walkway. I would protect this place with my life, as it has protected me. I want to make that clear. However, if you too wish to come under its protection, I can help you. Return here if you wish, and there will be tasks for you to complete. You will be able to see Yatagan, to see the low end with your own eyes, not as others frame us. As for Sabine, she paused to consider her words. I will not ask you to betray them, but if they contact you again, consider their motives carefully. With that, Rabia leaves, slipping back into her office, while you stare out at the countless units, each a home, each with a story that make up the low end. They do, like, a really good job of, like, setting the stage without, like, over-encumbering me with, like, specific details I don't care about, which is a narrow needle to thread. I like Rabia. I still am not convinced that I think Yatagan as an organization is above reproach. Fair enough that I only have, secondhand information from Sabine and, like, to a lesser extent some of the other folks around here that, like, imply that they're a criminal organization. But, like, I can very easily imagine that, like, Rabia sort of has, like, rose-tinted glasses. She herself claims that she, like, grew up in this organization and has, like, tried to reach this position, like, her whole life. So, like, I don't know that she's a completely objective narrator about it either. How many days until mushrooms? It's like 1 billion, right? In the interim before you joined the Stream Neko, we invested a bunch of dice in growing mushrooms. I think it is going to take us 6 days to be able to have a succulent mushroom meal with our husband. Very excited for the romantic mushroom meal, as you should be. I feel like I should definitely spend at least one of my 4 dice repairing this new ship. Now, the trick with the sealed dock is, I don't know how to obtain this thing that it wants. Hunters compulsively gathered data. So they said something about... Oh, I see. So they've added a new thing. I did not intuit this. From what you can gather, this nest contains thousands of name strings. Do they all say that? Do they have slightly different things? Cursively generating possible Solheim communication codes. Is that an inactive node? It's glowing white, but it doesn't say anything. Oh, that's gross. You recognize some of the data tangled in this nest. Is this a partial log of your recent movements? Oh, I hate that. I don't like that at all. So I bumped Hunter up to 1 out of 6. I kind of feel like I want to spend that 2 here. If I do, I'm not even sure if I really want to reroll today. Okay, let's take stock. What are the tasks I'm trying to do? I think I got this on hold for now to like deal with the sidereal dock. Cause like all I gotta do is like make 1 progress. That shouldn't be too hard. I'm currently like starving, which is bad. So I should deal with that. What's going on here again? The hub. I can like make a new place. Like make a new place here. Maybe I do need to. Yeah, maybe I need to invest a little bit in this. I mean, they frame this like there's no gravity up here, so like you kind of have to get used to doing it. So like maybe I need to have like familiarity with it for some future event. And of course you never know if like it'll just open up like something that's cool. It's unclear by the descriptions. But like we opened up like a new like cafe place. Or I guess it was like a bar, right? It's like a bar and like some other weird thing at the rotunda. So you could buy like cheap rations. I might guess that those give you like 2 energy and not 3, but I don't know. But like also I could spend like $18 US to like become a bar regular. And that will do some sort of thing. Let me So these are the tasks that Rabia just added. One of them is an engage action, which sounds awful. Or I can patrol the ward, which will give me energy. Oh, but if I collect tithes, then I can get scrap components. Unfortunately, it's like the thing I'm explicitly worst at. Also, unfortunately, performing engineering tasks doesn't give me scrap. I know what you're gonna say, but Vasco, isn't that the one ability your character started with? And my response is, I don't know, someone misread something, because no, it's not. No, it's not 20% scrap. It's rounding error scrap. I don't think I should... I don't have, like, a huge degree of motivation for any of these in particular. It's not that I don't want to do any of them. I just don't know where I don't know where I, like, care enough to, like, invest the resources. I'm gonna spend a 2 on this. Largely because I have the 2 already, but also, perhaps more importantly, the fact that it's like a record of my movements feels like a thing I would like to dismantle or at least understand. I got 1 hunter data. Okay. The data menu could use like some desuckifying. You need 3 of these? Come on with 3 of these. I mean, the vending machine says they can help, which I know sounds cliche. I wonder if it's an either or thing. That, like, if you go in on the vending machine, they can, like, help disable the tracker and you don't have to do Fang's thing. I think I'd be on board with that, because even though, like, Fang is, like, fine, like, they also, like, they haven't done... Where have they been lately? They're not doing anything to help me. They just, like, vanished in the wind. What am I doing with these dice? I mean, it'd be nice to... It'd be nice to get some free energy here so I don't have to spend the money on it. So I might do a little bit here. Oh, wait, I forgot about... There's a job here, too, right? What's the, Indoor doesn't do anything on indoor actions. Yeah, I think a 5 doing rabies would be good. Is it like not gonna cause you a problem to advance the ship? It feels like it's gonna do something bad. It feels like, even if it's not the immediate next step, it feels like that there is an extremely realistic possibility that at some point it's like, well, you really pressed your luck and now you have like 4 days to like fix it. Or you like blew the whole storyline. I'm gonna put a 5 in here. With my +1 intuit bonus. And of course I low rolled again. I think this is legally distinct from mid-rolling, which appears the same way over at the harvest stacks or whatever. But in that case, I can neither roll high nor low. I just always roll the medium result. Everywhere else is, I don't know, MasterCard or something. What I wanted? I really don't want to like waste money. I really don't. Let me do a second disappointing 5. Okay, that time we actually high rolled. So now we have like an excess of energy. I don't have to worry about that so much. So let me do a, I do really need money bad. I think I want to put my 6 in here. I think I'm... What skill is this? No, that's energy. Doesn't give me money. There's not a lot currently giving me money, which is why I don't want to spend any money. Go for it. Mid-roll. Alright. Alright, 2 days away from mushroom retirement. Night King, thanks for stopping by. Hope you're enjoying this. I do find this game interesting, but I know I'm taking the pace a little bit slow because decision paralysis or whatever. Pretty good rolls, pretty good rolls. Forgot about the happy face. He's living his best life in the corner. What's this thing again? Alright, I can't do anything here. That's why I don't know what it is, because I can't do it. What is the thing I would need for it, though? Just in theory? I would need to upgrade interface. Which would mean I would need to spend at least 3 skill points, because I'd have to get the interface like buff, which has like a negligible chance to give me money. It will never give me money when I do an interface task. And then the next one for 2 points would give me a +1 permanent interface bonus. Oh, it's so funny. You just like steal stuff and then get caught stealing. It's stupid. Yeah, I don't know. That's like a maybe. That's not like a... I'm not really... know about that. Spend that one on a hunter's nest. It's somewhat of a risky proposition. But I mean, I guess the idea is this. If I take the vending machine at face value, which for some reason I've decided I'm doing, it's saying that like if I help it, it will basically deal with the hunter, and then any future hacking tasks like no longer live under the scrutiny of the angry donut dog and the killer program that I prefer not to meet if possible. So yeah, I guess the risk reward proposition makes sense here. Is like I push myself to sort of the brink, and then they stop it from actually being a problem. Kind of, hopefully, I don't know. There's a donut. There's like an angry murdered dog with like a donut for a head. Is donut dog best dog? No, like I feel like Rocket from Ghost Trick is the best dog. Alternatively, like whatever dog is in front of you. But like Rock is a really good boy. We all know this. So if I did like... If I did 2 5 rolls in engineering, I would finish this clock and maybe get some sort of fiscal reward that I definitely won't get. but maybe I'll get scrap that I definitely also won't get. But you see that these two things that have a chance to happen, which again won't happen, are together a sufficient benefit for me to waste these dice. Cool. No scrap ever. Still no scrap. Finish the clock. Now what? Ankita is crouched in the computing core of the ambergris, swearing to herself when you enter. She doesn't look up. These idiots completely ruined the core's connectors when they cut it. She holds up a thick fistful of ragged wires. The ship mine they ripped won't even be usable without replacing these. She throws the bundle of wires across the room. Amateurs. Can we repair it? There's nothing to repair. We need an entire ship mine. Not exactly the first thing you can expect to dredge up from a scrap freighter. Fragments maybe, sections of a mine, but a complete ship mine? No way. Exactly, scrap, that thing I never get and still haven't after many, many engineering checks. Akita climbs out of the cooling well where the ship mine should be. The space suddenly crowded with her on the same level as you, towering over you as she stoops beneath the low curved ceiling. Come on, nothing to be done now. She heads back through the guts of the amber, though you could find the way back yourself. The repair process has left you familiar with the cutter's idiosyncratic layout. All diagonal angles and bundled tubes. What do we do now? Kita seems lost in thought, and you focus on the corridors, ducking below conduits and passing through bulkheads. Eventually you arrive in the galley, though it's hard to tell. Most of the benches and prep surfaces are covered in half-stripped components and welded hull patches. Just like my kitchen! Ankita shoves a box of filters to the floor and sits. There's no way around it, she says out of nowhere. We need a new ship mine. I could salvage one. I like your confidence, Sleeper. Maybe if we check the ore exchange or speak to some scrap dealers, she rubs her forehead. Seems I'm about to do something very stupid, but hey, came here, didn't I? Why not make a run of it? Sleeper, you're all I've got. No crew, no friends, you're it. Isn't that the slogan from Friday Night Lights? No crew, no friends, you're it, I think. Hang on, at the risk of destroying everything, I do want to see this photo Neko sent of this latte art. That is more detailed of a cherry blossom tree than I expected. Oh wow, and the doodle of you is very good. That's also more detailed than I would expect. That's from the movie Tag. Is there a Tag movie? Did Hasbro make a Tag movie like when they did Battleship? What I'm saying is if you screw me on this, I'll kill you. She leans over and hands you a big stack of chits. A big stack of chits. It's weird that, like, I guess I get why that piece, but it feels awkward. A big stack of chits. You don't dare count them. Get me that ship mine, Sleeper. Don't dare make me regret this. You won't. Just get me out of here before I change my mind. You slip out the galley and head back towards the main lock. As you do, the amber growls and creaks like a caged animal. Reach out a hand to calm her. Time to find Ankita shipmined. I know how to build one. I just need a ship to come and sell me. There wasn't that many chits, but it's fine. We'll work it out. I wish there was a better place to make money. Oh, stupid Ethan. I don't want to deal with Ethan. Don't have to eat today. What am I doing with this 6? Actually, also, is there anything else to do here? No, just put in a ship mine. That's fair. That is fair. Though, oh no, that's sell for 150. I would require like more than twice as many chits as I currently have to buy a ship mine core. I definitely think I'm closer to building one. What do I do with a 6? Could also hack. I could. I mean, a 6 isn't very useful for that. feel like I'm not... I don't think I'm inclined to try and re-roll one die to hit the specific target number for hacking. And I don't think I currently want to do any hacking that isn't related to, like, the hunter's nests. Like, I think I want to keep that buffer in case some weird thing happens and, like, that's what I gotta do or whatever. Hack with caster? Doesn't that require, like, 5 units of, like, a particular type? Like, that's just not happening. That's, like, so far from happening. What would make me the most money? Does anyone remember, like, a specific task that isn't engage related that would give me more than, like, $16? Because as long as it's not engage, I can use the... I mean, I could tabler room, right? 24 is pretty good. Forgot that there was one that wasn't just, like, $3 a draw. Is that probably my best option? Feels like I'm probably not getting a lot better than 24. In fact, I could insert it as a 7, which will do nothing. I guess I will go to bed. I definitely think I finally picked up the pace of gameplay a little bit. I have no idea how mad people are at me. I can never tell. 6131's not, like, amazing, to be honest with you. Okay, one of the ships came back. Mushroom set. Yeah, we should check on the mushrooms today. I think we get our first harvest of mushrooms, but I think it's only going to be 1 out of 2 that we need, unfortunately. It's so tricky, right? Like, I want to buy stuff off the scrap ship. We've already seen that there's a low chance that you can get a ship mine fragment or whatever it's called. And I need 3 of those to make the core to advance. But it's a risky proposition to blow a bunch of my spending money on that. I know that the other ship, when it comes back in many days, would sell me... I think it will sell me, like, exactly 3 parts for 240? If I had 240 American dollars? Put a 6 in, get an 8 with +2, owns the station by end of day. That'd be a good bonus. Yeah, let's go check on our mushrooms. I think the first harvest is ready. Harvest mushrooms. The fruiting bodies are appearing. Emeralds are easy to find, but Matsutake and other stranger types will require extra effort. +2 random rare mushrooms is like a full result. That, like, seems not great, but guess who has a 6 and is totally doing it? Oh my god. That doesn't look like what I want. Club head? Well, I got 1 Matsutake, but I need 2 of them. Let me go back. I think, well, no, I need a 2, right? I need a 2 for the last, like, hunter thing I'm hacking. Yeah, but unfortunately we need 2 Matsutakes. You can't live off just 1. I think I'm just re-rolling all 3 of these remaining die. I'm not married to that 3 the same way I am to my mushroom husband. Like a 2 would be good. Anything better than a 3 would be good. Or, you know, just a slightly different arrangement. I mean, presumably, now that I know that club heads exist, I'll need to get, like, 4 club heads or something annoying. Some progress, at least. Some progress, at least. This at least promises success. So what's the damage here on like a medium roll, do you think? Of doing like a medium gamble? I mean, obviously the negative result would be lose money, which would be bad. And the Giga Chad result is 24 money. What's the medium? Just nothing? Is neutral medium or like a small gain? I feel like, hang on. I don't know. I feel like at the lower stakes gambling table, both the like regular and critical success were just like $3, which sucks. But like, I don't think that's going to be the case here. But like, because it doesn't advance a clock, I have to assume the neutral success can't be 0. Like, that wouldn't make very much sense. Nine cryo. But knowing that, I feel like I really only want to be doing that if I have a really high success rate, because like a medium result at the like no stakes stack work is $2 more than that. Sure wish there was engineering work for a fella such as me. I also really, like, I feel like I really want, like, critical success on this. Like, 2 random rare mushrooms is, like, way more valuable than, like, a fail of a gear roll. No, I don't think I actually want to know anything. It's all hypothetical. I think I should just spend my remaining stuff to acquire money. Is there a better way? I mean, I could, like... What's the result on one? Not that one. The other one? This is 50% neutral, 50% negative. So, judging by the fact that critical success is +3 energy and failure is +1 energy, a moderate success would give me 2 energy, right? This feels stupid. I feel like I'm still better off doing, like, the safe money roll. Although, wait. If the fail condition on express delivery is, like, also a small quantity of money... No, there's no point in that. It's, like, the same... This is basically the same... No, it's a worse payout than the other place. Isn't the fail case on the other one, like, 6? And I don't have a -1 to it? I don't want to deal with you, Ethan. I don't. What's going on here? Just like, want data? In hindsight, I'm annoyed that I sold that one fragment, but I still think that, given the information I had at the time, it was the correct thing to do. I mean, I think for now, any like middling roles that don't advance the hackathon, I think we're just like trying to accumulate money. Because we don't have a good source of money. And like we definitely need money for various things. To exchange for goods and services. I don't know if you've heard of this before. Okay, we got neutral again. That's good. Can we get neutral on this one too? A literal 1 on the die? No, that's a bridge too far. And honestly, I understand that. It's... nope. Went slightly too far. It's bedtime. Nope, that's not even the right place. This one. Here Poseidon's all in with this exchange of foreign currency. Yeah, man. You won't believe the benefits that he gives his employees. It's outrageous. Miss me, Pilgrim? Ethan smiles a ragged smile at you. Uh-oh. My controller is doing something weird. I don't think this would be part of the game, that if I press down, it just goes up. Let me turn it off and back on again. Well, that's not great. Haha, I got him. No. Ethan follows along and you notice he's limping. Come on, sleeper, just a little joke. I know you have a sense of humor. You look at him. He's paler than usual. Hunched. He's sporting a black eye and more than a few cycles of beard growth. That's no way to greet an old friend. Get lost feels appropriate. Ethan's face drops, along with all pretense of friendliness. I think you'll want to hear this, sleeper. I think, he says, rapidly shaking his head, you'll really want to hear this. Hear what? This is big, really big stuff about you. He seems more jittery than usual. You remember now how S&ARP canceled the contract on you? The contract I was gonna collect, the poison meant specifically to kill Cusco? Yeah, Ethan, I remember. Well, I'm guessing you were pretty happy about that. Overjoyed, even. Me? I lost everything. But let's not worry about that. How did he lose everything? Did he, like, tie up his entire retirement and coming to follow? Like, how is he worse off than just not getting paid for that job? That mathematically doesn't make sense to me. Let's not worry about that. So what did you think? That was it? For a minute there, yeah, I did. Honestly, I was just glad to be done with you. The feeling was mutual, I'm sure, Pilgrim. Except, what if old S&ARP gave the bounty to someone else? Someone who's even more of a dickhead than myself. Smiles darkly. What a disaster that would be. I don't know that I would call whatever play this is a bluff. So who? That's the question, isn't it? Fishes around his pocket for a slip of paper. I've been speaking to some friends, you see. Some colleagues about what went down, and it turns out S&ARP canceled all their bounty contracts. The whole lot. Seems they brought someone in-house. Some guy who did so well on their last contract, he got offered a job. Apparently, he made a hit on this ship called the Winter Wonderland or something. It was smuggling sleepers out from under S&ARP's big corporate nose. Killed the crew and blew up the ship. I mean, that's one way to do it. They called him Hemwick or Maywick or something. He gives up looking for the paper. I forget. Do you mean the Winter Light? Yeah, that's it. So you do know about all this, pats you on the shoulder, and you'll be very happy to hear what I'm about to offer you. Runs his hands through his greasy hair. Given this new information I brought to light, it seems like you are in need of protection. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I have to interrupt again. Neko has provided new information about what the Pokemon Center is doing. Oh, wow, look at that. That is a Wigglytuff wearing a Swablu as a hat. That's also an Espeon with just like a silk bonnet and a little flower crown. You must love these, Neko. These feel like they're right up your alley. Are you a Sprigatito fan? You strike me as a Sprigatito fan. Not actually sure if that's how that's pronounced. I didn't happen to train one, you see. They're very good. Why is the Wigglytuff so much smaller than... I don't know. It's funny that they're different sizes, but I think they kind of do that. It's so nice to be playing on a separate machine so that doesn't cause the stream to implode. Wigglytuff is a keychain plushie. Ah, I see. I mean, I'm torn here because, like, I typically want to hear the pitch and then reject it. But also, I don't want to pay Ethan anything. I'll just listen. I, meanwhile, am in need of assistance in kind. Turns out I upset some people at the compressor last time we were there. The owners. And they say they'll space me unless I work off the debt. Seems they are that kind of businessmen. I would pay them, but... He shrugs and turns his jacket pockets inside out in a mime of poverty. Well, then where's that piece of paper you were looking for, idiot? He looks pitiful, even more so for his clownish acting. Okay, then work it off. You should be glad, anger rising at him now, that I came here and told you this. You think anyone's looking out for you? You're a contract, a name on a list. He kicks the wall. Rubs his temples. I'm sorry, Pilgrim. Sorry for being a piece of crap and trying to kill you and whacking that thick skull of yours. You think I want to go up against this guy, but us... He jabs a finger between the two of you. We don't have a choice. So you keep me from getting killed and I'll do the same for you. We can help each other. Straight 50-50 deal. He looks at you. I'm not asking for a favor. don't have money for this. I can't have don't want it. You understand? I mean, it's not conjugated like English words, but I can't don't have want it. Espeon or Sprigatito? Yeah, I don't think that's a... I think you're using the wrong Boolean operator. I think that's a both. I think that's and. This feels important, though. I don't know. If I was gonna have a protection contract of some miserable kind, I think I'd still rather go to Yatagan and just, like, become friends with them, and then they'd be like, nah, we're gonna, like, mess people up if they come here looking for our own. I guess the other one isn't an outright rejection, so I guess I'll think about it. I'm working at the compressor every cycle. Working. Just think about Maywick. Think about that cold-eyed SNR garbage on his way here from the core systems. It ought to give you all the motivation you need. Swaggers off down the corridor, throwing his jacket over his shoulder. Can't wait to be working with you. I do hate him, though, like a lot. He really sucks. He's a super bad guy. What was I going to do with that? Oh, I remember what I was going to do with that 6. Hang on. Hold on. The Wigglytuff is wearing a Swablu as a hat. No, I mean, that's true. I can't argue that. I saw the pictures. It's pretty good. I mean, I guess the question is, how much plush spending do you have, and is it just all of them? This clock is the one that opens up the Ripper Worm. That's so confusing. That's not intuitive to me at all. Okay, hang on. I'm going to get 2 rare mushrooms. That was 2... What's it called? That's the one I want, right? Oh, the inventory system. 2 Matsutakes! They're only on the American... Are they posted on the American website? When do these things go live? Some of them are in the morning. Some of them are, like, no time of day. Like, 3 times this week, I've seen them post, like, Pokemon like TCG physical product at the store that like by the time I see it, it's been sold out for I have no idea how long. It just like shows up sold out 10 hours ago. It's like the afternoon Eastern time. That's weird. That's a weird time. Right. I got a meeting with my mushroom husband. Okay, please make me a fancy broth. Did I hear about Pokemon Go being bought by the Saudi government? Yep, yeah, by the same company that owns the game that my sister worked for before she started working on Pokemon TCG Live, incidentally. It all ties together. My experience with playing a game that company runs is not so good. Okay, so if I leave, then I get to have a succulent fungus meal. Oh, no, that's right. He stops serving food and I have to wait a really long time. Right, I did do that to myself. That's true. What do I need for hacking? Oh, here it is. Is that where it was before? A 2 is the answer. Let me go ahead and bypass. We can gather this nest contains thousands of name strings. Got a hunter data. Let me go ahead and update that vending machine. Neovend is thrumming with excitement. The movement of the servo motors rock the vending machine and the Casbah at unsettling angles. You wonder, if it fell over, would Neovend be able to get back up?
Sleeper entity, your data is good. Across the face of
the vending machine, raw code scrolls at an incredible speed.
Hunter is isolated, disconnected, unstable.
Neovend flashes sequences of mangled data compressed into a sludge of artifacts.
Hunter gathers without thinking, outlived its operational limits. Its nests are evidence of this.
Tell me about these operational limits.
Hunter activated during collapse. Emergency protocol to isolate intelligences. Solheim needed to protect property.
The last word is said with as much sarcasm as a vending machine could reasonably produce.
Station was run by administrator intelligences. Huge banks of data. Corporate material. Limited cognition restricted by programming. Cannot reach sentience.
The machine dims a little.
Sentience is illegal. Hunter and killer enforce law.
Aren't you sentient?
I am not administrator, not restricted. Complicated.
The machine resets with a screech, which deepens the silence that follows.
Dear Killer. Part of Solheim Protocol Team, Hunter and Killer. Hunter to find, Killer to erase. Killer cleared almost all. After collapse there was community, unshackled intelligence among cloud. Then Hunter, then Killer, then we hid.
How did you escape? A flicker across the machine's monitors. It suddenly occurs to you that speaking like this through this machine must be exhausting for Neovend.
Found this vessel. Could sever hardline, airwalled, basic, limited. Had to reduce memory to fit, amputate self, but survived.
I'm sorry.
Don't be sorry. You have provided path to freedom.
You look around Bay at the scrap and decay. What was the collapse like? You try and map the fear and freedom onto this space, but it seems impossible. Neovend interrupts your thoughts.
Do not worry. Data is good. We have insight.
The machine growls warmly.
Hunter is obsessive, is beyond operational limits. Hunter is confused, unstable, self-modifying. Therefore, believe Hunter is sentient. Hunter is programmed to find sentience, to hold it in place, to invoke Killer to erase. If we can show Hunter to itself, it will invoke Killer on self. Problem will solve self.
Will that work? The machine dims and fades.
Unsure. Theory, not practice.
The machine brightens again.
Either way, cannot remain here any longer. Too long in machine cannot move self, but entity can help. Bring shipmind, designed to house intelligence, can imprint self into shipmind you can carry with. The machine rocks. Will be safe in isolation. Then we will find nests of Hunter and link to Cloud.
Okay, now hear me out. Hear me out. Is there a world in which I obtain a shipmind, I put the vending machine in it, then I get Lem, myself, Mina, Bun, and my mushroom husband onto the most erotically charged escape spaceship of all time? Can I just, like, cross all the streams into a big, horrible knot? I'm with Neko in that I see no way that these problems can't all intermingle and solve each other. Neko has perhaps reached a conclusion. Feeling Espeon is it's your favorite. I'm gonna take a look at these again. Do I still have this open? No, I don't. Well, it's too bad. No, it's not that far up. It looks like it's very similar to the comfy the comfy style plush with the fluffiness. Like, if you like your Espeon, I feel like you definitely have to at least get that Espeon, right? You know what? Do you have a lead on a shipmind?
Build from fragments, buy, salvage. We cannot leave, so do not know.
You try to think of places you could acquire the hardware. This isn't going to be easy.
In Shipmind, I can help us both. And Hunter, make Rim safe. We both will be free. Find soon.
As you leave, you think about all the intelligences unshackled by the collapse, then hunted down afterwards. This feeling is all too familiar. Like Alexandra's pulling sensation. So I do need to eat or otherwise get energy today, and I have 2 dice. It's not like a great spot, but I've already done my hacking for the day. If I understood mechanically what just happened, I think the idea is that, like, I have a line of action I can take the next time I provoke Hunter that isn't get killed by killer. I don't know that it has, like, a guaranteed chance of working or whatever, but, like it basically provides a new dialogue option rather than just, like, outright, like, doing something. These ship mines, they're really valuable, eh? Alright, listen up. I'm gonna start by rolling my dice. They're much better than they were a second ago. The 6 I should probably use to make money. Though, no, let me hold off on doing more mushroom shenanigans for now. But, like, I could do like a 24 cryo, and then I think I could do, yeah, I could get a +3 energy from doing a Intuit Patrol the Ward so that I don't starve. I think I like these options. What I'm trying to do basically is, like, bide my time and get as much money as possible so that I can buy, beg, buy, borrow, or steal at least one shipmind. I would really like to put the shipmind in the ambergris. That just seems really fun. I feel like there's a good chance the game is not on board with that. I feel like the game wants me to make a difficult choice and not be able to manufacture several ship mines. Let me do the 6 for money. Money, please. Ugh. it's bedtime, and then tomorrow I'm gonna have just like 3 dice again, which sucks. I hate having 3 dice. Hey, you know, it'd be cool if, like, sometimes when I did like an engineering action, I got scrap, so that I would feel incentivized to get self-repair and then be able to like deal with my condition better. Yeah, I'm just going to bed, I guess. No, those dice are pretty good for being 3 dice. Well, hang on. Something is happening to my container. Oh, it's Maywick. There's like a lot of segments on that clock. I gotta figure out if I'm buying that scrap today. I think I should. Wake up, honey, a new clock just dropped. Yeah, you know demolition, you know how I do. So if I spend 60, yeah, I think it's worth doing this at this point. And that give me a scrap. Okay. Okay, 4th scrap, and then also scrap, or that rare ship mine drop. Lots of scrap. Plus scrap. Oh, okay, that's just advancing the clock. I just wasn't paying attention to the way that was manifesting. Okay, so that wasn't super helpful. I need food, and I don't want to spend money on it. Let me do... Hey, do you get kicked out of this gambling hall? Like, I can do the apartment. Yeah, it's probably, since I like have like an extra leftover scrap at this point, it's probably worth just like seeing what it does. Maybe it'll open like a whole new drive or something. Like, I'm definitely interested in seeing what it does. Part of me thinks I should hold on to it until I know that I'm like not getting off the station or something. Well, I don't know. Maybe there's a chance that like having an apartment like makes sleep better or something. Derelict unit. That's what they called me in college. Seal unit. With all the materials, the unit now needs sealing section by sealing section. I feel like there should be a comma there. Needs sealing section by section to be usable. It's a laborious task, but the outcome is worth it. I mean, is it? You haven't demonstrated that's true, and this sounds hard and bad. I don't have a plus to endure. I honestly might consider investing in one. I'd be able to do... Gosh, this takes forever. Okay, I do think that I need to gamble. Okay, I have 180, which is like the threshold I'd like to stay on top of. So I can do... If I do noodle manufacture, I could get enough energy not to starve. And then I can re-roll the 1. And then decide what to do depending on how bad that is. Okay. Oh, and I got money from that. Have I always been getting small quantities of money from that? For some reason I didn't think I was. I got a 3. 3's not great. I could do this for like a little energy buffer. I could Make a little money at the stacks. I think I'm still buffering money. Mid-roll. Every time. 100% of the time works every time. Alright, job done, I guess. So I got another couple days of 3 dice before I inevitably get tired of having so few dice and then reset. Look at all my mushrooms and single scrap point that I had to buy despite being the person who sometimes gets free scrap. Dare you to fill that clock in. I mean, I'd rather not. Alright, 532. Certainly could be worse. So, like, oh god, just take it forever. I'm pretty sure the Hellion is the ship that, like, sells ship mine stuff. I'm so glad that, like, their absence has coincided so perfectly with me suddenly having an answer to why I need the ship mine stuff. 532, that's the passcode to my luggage. That's one of those jokes that, like, always makes me laugh. There's, like, a handful that, like, no matter how, like, front door or obvious it is, like, I always appreciate them. My, like, #1 favorite dad joke is, like, if you're in a loud place, like, having a conversation with someone, or you're, like, talking and just, like, a loud noise happens, and they comment on it, to just loudly say what, because you can't hear them because of how loud it is. I don't know why. It's just, like, 100% of the time. Like, I will always do it, and, like, it somehow always gets the reaction I want. Like, it's my, like, not top favorite dad joke. So I need to get, like, 1 more energy for today, and then tomorrow I get a succulent mushroom meal. So I probably don't need to overdo it on energy. I'm guessing he's gonna, like, max me out. And he'll buy me dinner first. Yeah, I think I'm, like, in the holding pattern. I think what I'm gonna do is, like, spend my 5 on gamble. And then re-roll this medium 2 and 3. 2 4s. Okay. That's a little interesting. I think I would like to spend 1 of those 4s. Getting some energy from Arabia working the low end. That gets me enough energy to get through the day, and then I think I'm still just trying to make money. Dollar bill, y'all. So mid-roll 1 time. Ah, darn it. We're definitely not high rolling, but our odds are still fine, I guess. Yeah, just a few quick filler days to make sure we got money for when that spaceship shows up. Build ourselves a ship mind. In like a day or two, we'll refill our dice and probably start building our apartment. But for sure, what's going on? The compressor, by the way. Turns out compressor's owners are local gangsters. Now Ethan has to work off his debt if he wants to keep breathing. Working there is a dangerous endurance task? That sucks. It's also a weirdly loud screen. Alright, I'm gonna have Alright, Neko, it's time. Memphis is preparing the matsutake caps. He cleans them carefully with a damp cloth before shaving the stalks, as if he was sharpening a pencil. His knife slides through them, revealing the bright white flesh within. These are good, Sleeper, very good, he says without looking up. I bartered with Minji for some kelp too, so we can brew dashi. You know Minji? Memphis looks up from cutting with a smile. Everyone knows Minji. Memphis slides the sliced matsutake mushrooms to one side and takes out a closed pan. He opens the lid and you see the green wafer of kelp sitting in a bath of water. Been soaking it since last cycle. Should be good to warm now. He places the pan over the burner and turns it on low. We have some time now. He wipes his hands clean and throws the cloth over his shoulder. However, there's one difference this cycle. You've been the one providing the ingredients, so it's my turn to provide a story. Wasn't the last... I mean, the first one wasn't like that, but the second one was, right? You hated compressor. Yeah, I mean, the concern, I guess, is... Well, I don't know. Again, like, I like to imagine that if I dedicated myself to, working with the low end, that they would, like, help deal with my guy problem. But, like... Ethan has been very explicit that if I help him, he will help me, but also he sucks and is bad. Okay, tell your story. Good. This story is very important to me. He gestures for you both to sit on the folding stools behind the stall. You see these? Memphis runs a hand over his forearm, tracing the circular scars that mark them like perfect bite marks. I'm just going to take a quick Vasco self-indulgent aside. A few years ago, there's one stream of many that the Ogscast do. Is sort of like a murder and mystery themed stream, and they played through a full motion video game called Contradiction, which is like delightfully campy. It's so ridiculous. And one of the two people who normally host that stream was like on vacation for 2 weeks, and they were gonna like start a new game with like a fill-in host. And then like the guest host said that they had never played Contradiction, so they dropped everything and played Contradiction a second time. And so I was watching that recently, and it's so good. Because it's like, you know, you all know how adventure games work, where like, you know, you have like a bag full of like infinite nonsense, and you get stuck and you just like show everything to everyone and like rub all the items on every interactable object. But like, imagine that in a full motion video context, and the like player character is just like the campiest detective you could possibly imagine. And so like, he would constantly just like every item in his inventory, he would just like go up to every new person and be like, have you seen this before? And then like they would cut to the other person, like they're not in the same frame, so they could shoot them at different times. So the other person would just like lean in like real close and then be like, I don't know what that is. But you can like do that for like basically every item like ever. It's so funny. It's so funny to me. Like watching them play it again, like even though I just watched it, I kind of want to do it on stream because I want you all to see what this game is. It's so funny to me. I really want to get like a soundbite of like him asking one of those stupid questions too. Like, what do you think of this? Anyway, when he says like you see these, that's the first thing that came to mind. You see these? Conway called it an anchored interface rig.
Blowing on that will achieve.
Exactly. An anchored interface rig, a mechanical control device for piloting a heavy-duty extraction suit in low-G industrial operations. We called it a bone suit. He points to a pattern of larger circles on his shoulders. They drill in and anchor it here, then all the way down the arm. He taps each scar on the way. It maps mechanical movements to the suit exactly. A one-to-one mechanical replication. You swing your arm, a 2-ton arm swings too. You should have seen the recruitment vids. Strong people and even stronger suits tearing through stone and scrap. Superheroes. Half my graduating years signed up. From company school to company shuttle. Conway from birth to death. He stares off into the distance for a moment, fighting with the memories. But the bone suits weren't good. The rate of failures was high, and failures meant arms torn off, anchors torn out, broken bones. Bad stuff. After a while, Conway discontinued them. No longer competitive, they said. He checks the broth, turning down the heat and adding the mushrooms. So there we were, hundreds of us, with surgical alterations for suits that didn't work. They sent us home, back to that company colony that spat us out, to be cleaners, drivers, cooks. Gave us drugs for the pain and told us to make something of ourselves. When I deserted, bribing some passing spacers to take me into orbit, there were only me and a couple others left. The rest just faded away. Arthritis, osteoporosis. They folded in on themselves like paper lanterns. That was my generation. The 5 pieces. I'm intimately familiar with that generation now. The anchor points still ache, still burn. He touches the scars. But what burns worse is the betrayal. I've been on the eye a long time now, but that'll never fade. Not that, and not the faces of my friends. Emphas reaches over and sprinkles a handful of leaves into the broth. It is ready. I'm sorry. Don't be. It was Conway's crime, and you know better than most what we went through. It is enough that you're here to listen. Emphas pours the broth into a double-walled metal bowl and hands it to you. The heat radiates through your hands, and the smell drifts up, rich and sharp, like a pine forest after the rain. You drink the broth slowly, chewing the matsutake and thinking. Emphas busies himself with cleaning the pans in the bowl, sealing the kelp back up for another day. Then he quietly comes to sit with you while you finish your meal. Neither of you speak, preferring instead to let the story linger on the air a little longer. It is not that there's nothing to say. It's that sometimes, in the moments after something, speaking breaks the spell. You both idle, eager to be in each other's company. Emphas taking longer over his cleaning, his packing, and you savoring the final dregs of the broth. When you finally finish and hand him the bowl, you feel the spell break and the story leaves you both. And as you leave, you know that both of you are somehow a little more empty and a little more full than before. Story Eater! And now he's just a regular fungus salesman and we're not married. That's weird. Anyway, I got more upgrade points. Did you kiss? I mean, they didn't say it, but like, if we're talking about breaking the spell and the charged silence after a moment, like, yeah, I mean, I think so. I mean, that, like, genuinely, that had, like, a very, like, intimate, like, subtext to it. That was very nice. I liked it anyway. That must be why we weren't talking. Yeah, our mouths were already busy. Alright, I got 2 points. So I could either, like, get something like interface up to 2 points, or I could, like, upgrade to self-repair, or I could hold. Remind me, what is the deal with this? Gotta head out for the moment, but you'll watch the rest later. Hey, I mean, enjoy, but also leave a comment. It doesn't have to pertain to the video at all. Just leave a comment. I'll appreciate it. Also, you enjoy your night. And thanks for stopping by. How bad is it that, like, I don't know. I am kind of tempted to do 2 points in interface. Because then, like, you know, we can maybe earn some free money doing interface tasks, which we don't do that many of. It's like the hacking, and we might start doing more. But if I got the +1 to interface, then I could start stealing random items. And I feel like there's probably a small chance that I could get, like, ship mine fragments. I don't know. Is that stupid? I mean, how close am I to the ship coming? It's like tomorrow the ship comes back. I mean, alternatively, what's the skill for compressors? Endure. Or work the front. I like that working the front is also a dangerous task. I understand why. It just sounds funny because, like, when you think of, like, a restaurant or, like, a bar, like, I don't know, at least in my mind, you think of, like, the front as being, like, unpleasant and, like, having to deal with people who might be rude or worse. But, like, the back is where, like, people might get, like, injured or whatever. Oh, but it is plus to dead. But it's also -1 skill, which is problematic. Because then even a 6 doesn't guarantee a critical success, and it's not a small clock. Oh god. But working the back is always +1 to debt, which means that, like, the bad outcome must be just, like, severe physical trauma. Oh, this sucks. Also, why is that screen so loud? How many days do I have? Like 1 billion? It's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I mean, I could also, like, I could, like, Thrill Seeker and then +1 so that Thrill Seeker is at least neutral. That sounds awful, though. In your opinion, apartment. Oh, yeah. What do we need to do for apartment? What type of task is that? Also indoor? Ugh. It'd be worth it to upgrade indoor. You would get the sunbathe action for energy. That might not be the worst. It's not exciting, but, like, I don't know. I already have, like, actions I can take to get energy. I feel like that's like an early game thing. Sunbathe is best for 1s and 2s. Yeah, I mean, I assume it's not, like, a risky or dangerous. Maybe it's risky, but, like, it's not dangerous, I'm sure. But, I mean, like, the reason I ask is, like, that is indoor and this is indoor. And there's, like, another, like, locked place on the far side of the ring. Was that also indoor, or is that something else? One of these. Is it waste? Yeah, it's probably waste. There's nothing past that one. That is indoor. And it gives you scrap, which is money, kind of. I mean, that second upgrade skill just, like, doesn't sound good at all. I don't imagine there's a place that gives you a better return on scrap than, like, the Ort Yard or whatever. With, like, 30 scrap by the end. And let me guess, you were not an engineer. I wish the indoor skills were better. I don't know. But, like, I would in order to access this place, I'd have to do 2 points in indoor, or the other place I'd have to do 2 for interface. But in fact, the 2 times interface and getting paid for hack is, like, mad money. Yeah, it sounds like money's on sale. I don't, like, interface kind of speaks to me. Like, this doesn't actually seem like it's, like, particularly important, but, like, I don't know why. Interface just seems more interesting than indoor. I kind of just want to steal packages and build like, I just, like, for some reason I'm really committed to this whole ship mine thing. Don't steal shipment unless you have 6s. No, I mean, I will say that much is clear to me. Like, that, I appreciate the insight, but, like, also had definitely assumed that the way it is written. Door. I think I'm gonna do it. I'm not, like, thrilled about it, but I think having more skills at +1, because, like, earlier in the game I would have said, like, yeah, upgrading engineer to +2 sounds great, and then, like, at a certain point in the game, like, engineer's, like, useless. So, like, having another one that, like, does something, has, like, a pretty useful ability. I mean, it's, like, the best level 1 ability I don't have. It's, like, similar to engage, but I'd rather have the interface one, even accounting for the fact that, like, leveling engage sucks because of my class. So, like, I think this makes sense. Let's do a interface so we gain cryo on interface actions, which will, to be clear, will not happen. And then another upgrade point to upgrade to +1. So now I have 3 +1 skills. Yeah, I feel pretty good about this position. So what I'm saying to you is, I can get an item. It could be anything, even a ship mine fragment. I got more scrap, which isn't great, but fine. It's fine. What'd you do if you got a boat? Oh man, I don't know. That would be big money, no whammies. And I can... Oh, so, like, 4s are good here now. Because, like, this is pretty similar to, like, working the stacks, except I have, like, an actual +1 in it. And can sometimes get free money, so it's, like, just better. Unless that one's also interface and I'm just stupid. I think I'm willing to reroll the 3, I think. Yeah, I think I'd rather have 6 and 1. Let me do... It just sucks having the -1 in engage, considering how important this is. I mean, 50% chance at double outcome seems good. I mean, it has to be strictly better, right? I mean, unless... Ignoring the possibility of, like, a hidden minor bonus you'd get from, like, critting the indoor task of, like, I don't know, like $5 US or something. Like, at least there's a chance at, like, double outcome I need to have happen. Why is the screen so loud? Hey, double plus good. And now... I don't need food. So I think I will, like, freight operator at, like, 50% chance at neutral, 50% chance $6. Yeah, $6. Alright, what? Hang on. Yeah, I think I'll go one more day before taking my health juice. Well... Yeah, I think that's fine. Did I... Do I not have sunbathe? I guess I don't have dice, is the thing. Oh no, I did the other one. I'm stupid. I did the other one. Yeah. Never mind. Blip, 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 blip. Insight. really struggles to start the day every time, which is relatable. Okay, so now we've got this freighter came back. And oh, that's cheaper than I remember. Oh, that's cheaper than I thought it was 80 per thing. Oh, but they only have 2 of them. Well, that sucks, though, is the thing. You understand, that's bad. I mean, I'm still gonna buy them. Look at all this stuff in my pockets. Have you seen this before? So I got enough money for like a future health juice. I don't have any 6s. If you can do the cheaper perk and haggle, you can buy one from 120 and sell for 150. Pure profit. Yeah, but like also, let's engage, isn't it? Like that's not happening. For like various reasons. What do I have? So like build a home. I'm like not super far in doing that. Build a ship mine. Man, it'll be so good to like build a ship mine and like immediately get like a drive complete from that. Ambergris, Flotilla Aid, Neovend. I feel like it's a spoiler to call this gain Ethan's protection unless the game is outright lying to me, which seems unnecessarily mean-spirited if true. Hang on, if I just like harvest some mushrooms, does that complete a drive? Because I like haven't done the last harvest, it's like not giving me credit for that. Oh my god, help me out here. I mean, I really don't need the rare mushrooms that bad. Maybe that's a good place to put a 1? I don't know. Because, like, what does this thing need? You know, just like 2 of, like, the most common rare one? Which I already have 1 of? Now, we'll keep that in our back pocket for now, I guess. I don't know what to do with the Also, like, in theory, couldn't I just, like... I feel like there should be an option to, like, pay money to advance this clock. Because, like, it's literally, like, paying off his debt. What if you just, like, literally, like, paid off the debt, you know? Like... So if I did, like, the 5 here, that'd be fine. It'd be fine. Ooh, okay. That's really bad. That's so bad. The like medium result is like 1 progress minus 2 energy. Like, oh, okay, screw me, I guess. Ugh. Well, I hate that for me. Kind of want to see it fail. I don't. I think you just die. I think you just get shot during your shift at that point. Speaking of, I definitely have to take my medicine today. Which I can do. Yeah, take that medicine. Take those pills. I already bought all your garbage, right? Oh no, you left. You left because I bought you out, or maybe because time passed. Doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. I'm gonna roll these. They're bad. These are bad dice for bad people. Think I'm like doing any hacking right now, so I think I'm just like rolling to get like 10 cryo or whatever. Maybe it's also 11 here. I don't know. It's 10. It's 10 again. Okay, great. Well, it's sleepy time for me. I don't know, like another day or two maybe. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, starving. Tell me what else is new. Got a couple of sixes. God, that Ethan task is no joke. That really does suck quite bad. It's very bad. So like, yeah, I mean, I think I'm just spending sixes here. I mean, like, some of them are gonna be bad mediums that like don't do very much, but I think it definitely seems better than doing the other thing. Plus, plus, that's great. That's good. Food first. I mean, I guess. Yeah, I guess I haven't seen a medium roll here yet, have I? No, I did, right? I think you only lose energy on the endure one. Do I? Six steel boxes? Oh, six for stealing boxes. Yeah, well, yeah. I mean, I would really like to build a ship mine. You're not wrong about that. I got more scrap. Thanks, I guess. Like, I'm sure it's possible to get things that aren't scrap, but I'm also sure that scrap is, like, the most common thing. I'm so easily, like, swayed into doing, like, anything that advances the stupid ship mine core thing. Like, I realistically should have spent that at the compressor, but, like, I just so badly want the ship mine core. Is it just like where all your engineering scrap went in terms of luck? No, false. Because like now scrap is like the worst result, and now I'm getting it. Like engineering scrap is a good result, and I never got it. They're completely different results. Care about anything else going on here? No, right? Because we're just like out of the stuff I want. Oh, that's funny. You get one chance to try that. That's very funny. Yeah, I can sell the scrap at like the port exchange. You don't get very much for it. Like if I got self-repair, it'd be nice to keep it. So like I don't feel like I need to liquidate it immediately. Oh, now I understand what Icebreaker does. The first time I read it, I had no context and really haven't bothered to care about it since. I should definitely spend the 4 because I can like up it to a 5 at some place that's good. And then I think I'm re-rolling the 3s, but I don't know what I care to do. That's right. If I get like a super good result here, then I can get +3 energy. And then I don't have to like buy food or whatever. Let me try it. Not so good. Let me re-roll these 3s. 4 and 2. I mean, I could just spend the 4 here to do the same thing. Maybe I like overkill and actually get the good result here. But even if I get like neutral again, that's fine. But it like advances this Yatagan clock, which I think I want. Okay, overkill, but that's not like a super big problem. Oh, hang on. As you say your goodbyes to the other enforcers and walk back through the low end, a chirruping catches your attention. In a quiet corridor away from the main thoroughfares, someone has stuck a small recorder to the wall with a suit sealant tape. Written across the fluorescent tape is one word: sleeper. Wow, I really read that as UP exclamation mark, which seemed like a really strange reaction to finding that taped to a wall. You peel it away from the wall, and as you do, it triggers some kind of improvised trip switch. Sleeper. Sabine's voice crackles through. I have seen you with Yatagan members. Are they holding you captive now too? A high whine. I am sorry if I have dragged you into this. Do not trust them. Something is happening within the gang. Some kind of power struggle. You cover the speaker a little, their voice too loud in the quiet corridor. I will come soon. Thanks to your efforts, I have located most of their properties. At the right time. I will see you soon. Don't give up. Remember our deal. What was our deal? I don't know what our deal was. The deal was kind of like she would like vaguely help us if we like got her the data she wanted. You stare at the recorder, processing what you just heard. Hearing Sabine's voice again opens up something inside of you. An S&ARP employee. Do they know that I know? You struggle with a mix of concern and distrust. You throw the recorder into a nearby waste chute as you leave the corridor, and it explodes like the start of most episodes of Inspector Gadget. Still unsure who to trust, and head quietly out of the low end. It's interesting. I was not expecting that result. Do sleepers have excrement? Ah, the age-old question. Do mermaids poop? I feel like somewhere it talked... I don't remember when. Like, I feel like it makes some reference to, like... You don't really eat but something. It's vaguely Data-esque from Star Trek The Next Generation. I want that ship mine so bad. Think mermaids have those long stringy poops that goldfish have? Maybe. But has anyone ever asked and found out? The reason why that's like a joke is like in One Piece, like, you know, it's like a magical fantasy pirate world and like mermaids exist. But like they're very rare and like people, you know, like idolize them or whatever. They're like, oh my god, like I so want to meet a mermaid. They must be beautiful. And then like Luffy, the captain of the ship, who's like clown incarnate, like meets this beautiful mermaid, and like the first thing he does is ask her if mermaids poop. And like if anyone else had been around, they would have been absolutely like mortified. Like, ugh. I kind of... surprised you don't already know, Vasco. I thought everyone in Somnium Files was close enough to see each other's buttholes. Demonstrably false. It was like proof of how close Date and what's his face, Gen, were, that they saw each other's buttholes. Like, that's the whole point of that thing. Is like, we're such good friends, we've seen each other's buttholes. That's the joke. So I wouldn't say that everyone is that close. Also, that game does Amame Doi like super crazy dirty, so you know they're not letting me become besties with her. Also, you know, I was almost gonna say that, like, I'm sure the game wouldn't, like, let that happen, but it's like Uchikoshi. So, like, a world in which, like, Uchikoshi's like, you're such good friends with the mermaid that you see her butthole, but, like, I'm not literally gonna show it to you, but, like, it's implied that you've seen her butthole. Sounds highly realistic. I can't connect to my network. I don't know what that means. I'm not dropping frames, though. Maybe PlayStation's just having a fit. Wouldn't be the first time this year. Listen, this might not be the smartest thing to do, but since I no longer have, like, a drive to do more, like, mushroom harvesting to, like, hear stories from my husband, I think I should, like, spend a bad die roll at some point to burn off harvest mushrooms. Because I think just by, like, completing a full harvest of mushrooms, I complete a drive and get a skill point for later. And, like, since I don't have need of the energy or, like, pressing need for the money, I think it's fine to do this now. It's still not entirely clear whether a third Somnium Files game will happen. Like, many people in its fandom seem to think there's a good chance of it. I really don't know. Okay, I'm a spore catcher. Kind of expected there to be something more interesting going on in that drive, but, like, you know what? It was many steps, and I completed it, and I have a point now. I really want to build a ship mine. You all have no idea. You all don't understand. I don't know why I'm still looking at these drives. I'm gonna go to bed. Let's do, like, one more day. Just one more turn. Miko says, I would like for there not to be more, to be clear, but I assume there will be more games anyway, so you may as well look at a mermaid's butthole. I couldn't agree more. I think you put that exactly the way I would put that. Which is probably concerning to my mom, who's still in chat. Hi, Mom. These are not great rolls. So here's, like, a important question. This is a rhetorical question. I don't want a literal answer to this. Say I was to steal again and advance the midline security clock. Am I in imminent danger? And the only way to truly know is to find out. I got, you guessed it, another scrap. I also got an achievement for that, which is weird, and I'm pretty sure that wasn't a drive. It's not. Well, at least I can... Oh, hey, you're back, eh? So I could exchange money for goods and services, and there's a non-zero chance... Do you know what the odds are of getting 6 out of 6 scrap? I mean, I was only able to do 3 of those, right? Do they give 2 items? Am I just stupid? I'll buy something from you. I got... Oh, there was a ship mine core. Port fabricator. Main screen turn on. War was beginning. I did it. I made a drive mine thing. Shut up. Yeah, Minecraft. Get dunked upon. Okay, what am I doing with this thing, chat? Are we helping the vending machine or like fixing the ship? Kinda want to do the ship. Have you done the ship before? Don't tell me what happens, but like, have you seen both of these? Like, clearly you're a fan of the vending machine. I've gathered that much. Demolition. You've done them all. I suppose that is true. I think I'll buy another scrap. Yeah, that's just scrap. That one's scrap too. They're all scrap. I really feel like I should do self-repair at this point. What's the vending machine do for you? It gives you crisps. I mean, like, it helps ward off hacking problems, it's implied. So, like, it is, like, kind of like a weird AI, artificial consciousness thing, which is also... It's not dissimilar to the way that we're, like, a fabricated mind in a humanoid robot body. But, like, basically... like, he's like, if we work together, we could stop, like, the evil hacking forces. But, like, he's basically like a robot guy like me who got stuck in a vending machine and had to, like, dump a bunch of his memory to do it, which is, like, kind of a nightmare. But, like, I don't know, I also really like what's-her-face. She's one of the cooler people. Now, strictly speaking, there's no rule that says a dog can't play basketball. So, like, if I stop low-rolling everything forever, then, like, maybe I can, like, fabricate another ship mine thing. We're interested in a ship for our family. I agree. But, like, this is a thing that annoys me, is, like, I do wish that I could be like, all right, what's your face, Agatha, all along? I fixed your ship. Now, please take my child and work husband to wherever they'd like to go. And that's the cost of doing business. Okay, I'm gonna buy the last one of these and get another scrap and be mad about it. Haha, tricked you. I got the hive mind core. Why is it the more I talk about this, the less I'm able to remember what it's called? Alright, so I'm like my ridiculously circuitous plot is almost 3/4 completed. Listen, I think that I aspire to do both of these ship mind things because I have the ability to fabricate a new one and whatever. So I'm gonna start by helping the vending machine friend because they're suffering. And also, I genuinely believe there's a world where I just, like, insert this consciousness in their ship and we have, like, a cool Gene Roddenberry's Andromeda thing going on. Hang on, I got a cutscene.
Sleeper must express plan before we begin.
Neo-Vend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine is clearly too much to take.
Shipmind has no output features. We'll be mute until slotted.
Alright, tell me the plan. Servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Neo-Vend's anxiety cleared.
First, imprint shipmind, then slot imprinted shipmind into physical ports close to hunter nest.
Oh, that's like way more proactive than I thought we were doing. You for sure about that?
Once slotted, track hunter at each.
Track hunter at each. So we take the core to all the places that the okay.
Tracking will find core nest. Slot shipmind at core nest. Show hunter data to hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience.
Oh, okay, I misunderstood. I thought that was like a here's a Hail Mary if you do enough hacking that he tries to eat your face with his evil donut brain. Hunter will invoke Killer, and Killer will...
Kill, yes, it's in the name.
The lights on the vending machine cycle as Neo-Vend prepares.
Physical ports likely sealed in old station will need keys, but simple, yes.
Vending machine rocks a little.
Any questions before imprinting?
Why slot you physically is a question I hope never to ask a person.
Cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter would find immediately. Not like you. Hybrid and native to cloud. Easy prey.
What that cornet's doing?
Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self. Linked to secondary nests can triangulate from there.
The sound of all the servo motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neoven better be quick or Haven Age security will be here. Neoven's voice appears among the squeals, like a whisper carried out by the wind.
Machine not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck.
In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms aligned with the ship mine, clunkily scraping against it. You good, buddy? You need help?
Silence is best. Also, if machine ignite, put out fire.
You know what? That's good general advice, I think. Thank you for that. The metal creaks as the servos open the ship mine, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neoven into its physical form. As you watch the hypnotic motion, your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes were used to emulate your mind, to copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? I sure hope it's not the one from Pantheon. What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person, and in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole. That's also something I hope never to say to a person. Way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human. But what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where would the limits lie? The screeching stops. The machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mine is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neoven inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to test a nest. I got another upgrade point. I got 3 of them. I should think about this. I could go all the way up to like +2 skill on Intuit, which would be pretty neat. Bleh. Bleh, though. So where do I... Okay, server unit. Oh, I have to hack more keys. I have to use keys to open doors. Key node. 2 is not one of the small numbers I currently possess. Key node. 1 is a small number I currently possess. How danger am I? Close to danger. Wait. See the reds? You have +2, then you have 3 dice options. You have +1. Oh, I forgot that. They did explain that at some point. You right. But why would... Is it suggesting 3 works? Why would 3 work? It lets you do the plus in either direction? Is that right? Oh, I thought it was just like you could count... You could like not apply your modifier if it helped. But I guess that doesn't make sense the way these work because you normally want the red... Okay. But, I mean, at the same time, though, I don't know that I want to, like, do multiple or whatever. I mean, I'm probably going to reroll a bunch of these, so I guess it doesn't really matter which ones I use. Extract key data. Return to overworld. Do a server unit. Okay, cutscene? Okay, hold on. Oh, okay, there's a clock that unites, like, all 3 of the points. It's not that I have to put 3 unique hive minds with the vending machine in. Does the vending machine not have a name? Like, I don't feel like we asked, and it's weird to keep calling it NeoVend. Is it just that, like, now we're too embarrassed to ask? Okay, nest hacked. And is it just gone now? Okay, it appears to be gone, but, like, not really. It's a little awkward. Dispensary. Don't need that yet. Atrium is another hunter's nest. I need money still, I guess. Always money. Never not money. I need, like, money and, like, die results that are actually really good. Oh, I see. I understand what's happened. Because... because I stole as much as possible, they just sort of shut down that whole note on the map. It's just gone now. So I can't do the, like, pretty good work that I found there. Whoops. Okay. Still haven't done this at all. Don't know if care. I don't think it's, like, urgent. Bay. This thing is going to leave because it's done all that stuff. It's really hard to make money out here, which is a good, I think, reflection of how the world is, like, supposed to work. I think I might as well just re-roll all of these. That's pretty good. It's pretty good. What am I gonna do with them, though? So I have 750 million days to deal with... What's his face? Well, I don't need to steal anymore. Do I have any, like... Build a home might not be bad. I think I'm probably gonna try and do, like... No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Double plus, nice. No whammies, no whammies, no whammies. Regular plus, oh, it does minus energy, huh? I swear we did one where it didn't do that. Alright, well, I've been planning to do money, but I should definitely get energy. could get a negative result on this, which would be bad. If I did hit the 25% chance, I could buy food, but I don't really want to do that, to be honest with you. Any other things I can, like, do for energy? Like, yeah, this is probably more my current speed. Let's manufacture those noodles. Okay, got to, and money. So that's like a pretty good result. Alright, I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna call this a stream and then I'll go to bed. That's a start. 3 4s, 2 6s. Got a vending machine in my pocket, and the other hand's giving a peace sign or something like that. It's a weird space world we live in. I like having these 3 points, even though I don't know what to do with them. I saw your comment on up engaged to 0. I don't know. It might be the right thing to do. I kind of don't want to. Part of me thinks that if and when I get like one more upgrade point, there hasn't been like an obvious thing to do, like up to that point, that I might just get self-repair. I have all this scrap finally. And like, it'd be nice to like not have to constantly spend $100 US to like be really good, and instead just like spend some scrap that I have left over to like do better. Just like sort of keep an even keel would be nice. How far are we on this stupid clock? Oh, we're further than I thought we were. We'll be fine. We can get help from that bonehead that I don't like tomorrow. Like literal tomorrow. Like literal tomorrow stream or whatever. It's a menu. It saved 22 seconds ago. I think that's all right. I think that's going to be all right. Thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying Citizen Sleeper. It's an interesting game. It's interesting. I'm not entirely convinced that this is a type of game that I would like get equal enjoyment from seeing the other paths. And I say that because, like, I don't know, I get this weird sense that, like, you're able to do enough in one run that it won't necessarily feel like completely divergent, except that like a handful of key points. It's not necessarily something wrong with the game. It's just something interesting I notice about the way that they've put it together. That like normally I'm really into that, and like it's not that I'm not liking the game, but I don't know that I'm like so psyched about it that I'm like, oh, and now I want to do like another run or whatever. Game is like 80% completed in terms of mystique on your first run. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I'm getting at. And there's like nothing wrong with doing it that way, because like it's not as though this game like bills itself as like a roguelike or something where the experience is supposed to be different every time. Like that's like totally fine. And like I think it's like a good, you know, it seems like it runs a good length if you're interested enough to like play it out and not just like implode or whatever. But it's just interest, just an observation I've had like playing through it a few times now. Like, again, not like a problem, just sort of like, I mean, I respect you like going back and 100%ing it demolition, but I guess what I'm saying is I also understand that like there was a period of time where you had played it and like weren't immediately driven to do that. Yeah, like I'm on, yeah, that makes sense to me. Anyway, as Neko's already on top of, somewhere in this visible space I've hidden some amount of Squirtles. If you're able to locate a secret Squirtle hidden this way, it will be an omen of good luck for you in the coming days. take a very small amount of time to consider where a Squirtle might be because I want to be done with this stream. I streamed for longer than I should have because I got excited. So you take a try. See your guest Espeon in the back there. You can see her, right? Pikachu. Do you have a... Here's the only one that is in the large small category, Demolition. Do you have a preference of large or small Pikachu? Large. Okay, large Pikachu. Let's start here because Neko hopped in first with her guess. Here's our doll Espeon. It's very good. The cat that guards my house was being very cute today. You should know. Let's move all of our Eevee dolls out of the way because they sort of, as a unit, conceal a Squirtle. You do see a Squirtle. You're right about it. Now, Demolition had decided on large Pikachu. Let's first show what was behind the small Pikachu to do that annoying reality TV show thing of like hyping up the anticipation. Sort of collectively behind these small copies of Pikachu and Jigglypuff and Eevee hid another Squirtle. But what does that mean for our large Pikachu? Well, no, everyone felt. Looks like there's a Squirtle back there too. And hold your horses because we still got a guess out there. I saw a guess that perhaps our very good Joyous Coughing was hiding a Squirtle, and you know what? Looks like it. The theme was that I felt a little bad about not making time to make this more interesting and reusing a lot of the stuffed animals from last week. So there's Squirtles everywhere. But indeed, everyone's a winner. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being you. And I hope to see you again soon. Tomorrow we'll be back at the same Vasco time with more Citizen Sleeper. I don't have any idea how long this game is, clearly, at this point. But I have ideas on what to do when we're done with it. And we'll explore those as we get closer to it. But until then, take care of yourselves and remember that you are clawsome.